Yo, and we are live. Welcome to the Sim Police Academy. I am Hustle Smart. It is Saturday. It's time to circle the motherfucking wagon. You're either with us or you're straight up target practice. That's how we coming today. That's how we should have been coming. And this is exactly where we're at today, man. The reason why I wanted to do a show today is because of all of the things that is going on in the world right now that plays an intricate part in how Black people is going to be supported, the way Black people is going to be categorized, the way that Black people are looked at either as a power play or we looked at as food. Either we're going to be in the power position of the world structure or we going to be food, shawty. Shout out to King Genocide, man. Make sure y'all smash that like button when you come in. Let me know if my mic is sounding good. If it's too loud, I'll turn it down. Let me know how I'm sounding. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm real hyped up. I'm frustrated. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm looking at, like, this is the thing, y'all. I deal with finances and I deal with finances and I deal with commodities. And I can tell you where the commodities is going, where they coming from, where they going to, who are they advertising it for. Like, that information is not hitting. It's not hidden from nobody. This is public information. So I can see where we going as a people. Now, what I mean by circling the wagon, what I'm saying is that like-minded thinkers. You get what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, we need to understand where we sit on the totem pole. Not where we sit on the totem pole in our mind. Not what white people tell us where we sitting at. Where we sitting at economically. The fuck? Hold on, let me send out the notification. So this is what it is. This is what it is. Now, what I'm saying to y'all is that as far as circling the motherfucking wagon, it's circling the wagon even with some of these Black YouTubers. You get what I'm saying? It's a lot of them. It's a lot of niggas on here just promoting some funny shit. That's promoting some, trying to sell you some shit. Because they can see the house burning. And they trying to get everything that they can out of the rest of y'all niggas. Because when the shit all falls down and it crumbles on Black people, these uppity YouTube niggas, they're gonna be like, man, I ain't like the rest of them niggas. I ain't dumb enough to sit up there and worship the Lord and worship. Because let me tell y'all something. White people don't worship God the way niggas do. Niggas sit up all day talking about Jesus and God is the center of their life. I'm just happy that I woke up this morning. I could have been dead. All that goddamn old time Goddamn old Negro spiritual babble that your fat ass, ugly ass, gout, no toes having grandmama taught you. But it's a lot of YouTubers that sitting on this platform right now that sit up here they just, you know what I'm saying? I'm not calling them grifters because the grifters are easily to be noticed. But what I'm trying to tell y'all is that it's a lot of YouTubers that is not trying to put forth no plan. And my plan is simple, shawty. My plan is simple as fuck. It's entrepreneurship. That's the only way that another group of people and society and the government and the economists, did I say that right? Economists? Economists, god damn, I said it wrong. Economists is gonna take us serious. Shout out to American First Rifleman. He's like, oh shit, hey, I'm frustrated. My plan is simple. It's entrepreneurship or die. You got people that's on YouTube right now losing their channels, losing they getting demonetized. They finally demonetized that ugly Xerxes, the king of Persia from the movie 300, ugly dolphin forehead, parking lot of the Georgia Dome, big head, all that makeup in Georgia painted on her face. Cynthia G ugly ass finally got demonetizing. Now she over there begging the same women that she talked to about hating black men. Now she want them to donate her. Now she want money. She already don't taught these hoes how to hate black men. And then you got simps sitting online talking about, oh man, the women. No, those are not your women, bro. See, you got to watch these simps that provide a safe space for these hoes, bro. They providing cover for these goddamn wig weave wearing wild hyena hood rats. The same Cynthia G bitch that was online talking shit about Dusty Beta Male Coon, trash bag bandits, and you need to abort black men. She goddamn fell in love with a nigga with 12 kids by 24 baby mamas and goddamn had a baby by that nigga in 3 months. They should have demonetized Cynthia G just by her vocal pattern. Just by the way that bitch talk. They should have goddamn demonetized her. Don't get me wrong. Hustle Smart ain't got the best voice in the world, but her voice is irritating. That's the Betty Bear Coons. And they're conquered. And what do we need black men for? And they just useless. And white men are better. What a white man that's snatching you up, bitch. What a white man that's goddamn eating your pussy from the back, bitch. What a white man that's walking outside with your ugly ass, bitch. She sit up all day. Her whole platform is downgrading black men. All she do is downgrade black men. But if I get on the platform and say something where we got to hold both comes, because I talk about how dumb niggas is too. So it's a correlation. If you got dumb niggas, you're going to have dumb bitches. But I don't see not one female over there in her chat talking about she hate black men. Logic only saying forced lesbianism. They over there grooming. I'm telling y'all straight up, Cynthia G platform and her chat indirectly or directly is a lesbian grooming organization. They over there grooming bitches over there to be lesbians. Pause before I say this. Logic only. Black dick is undefeated. Cynthia G learned the hard way. Yeah, thug dick. Thug dick won again. Cynthia G reminds me of the chick from Baby Boy, her and Baby Boy, when she was talking about, I can't stand you. I hate you. You ain't shit. You ain't nothing. And then Tyrese going there and put the thug dick down. Pause. And now she in there making motherfucking collard greens and hot dogs and shit. Y'all sit up here and act like I'm venomous. I ain't telling nobody to separate. I'm telling us to circle the wagon. That bitch over there got 60 to 70,000 K people in her chat watching her videos every day. And that bitch is over there talking about aborting black kids. And the Ku Klux Klan just sitting back like, boy, we love us motherfucking Cynthia G. God damn it. Now, we ain't gonna be stupid enough to call that whore, that black monkey, one of us. But she's right there at it. She's close to Mary Sue May. She's a good nigger. It is no way that we could have drew up her to be one of us. But I tell you something. That goddamn Cynthia G, that motherfucking porch monkey, that motherfucking jigaboo, she's the right hand of white supremacy, directly or indirectly, Bubba. Indirectly, Bubba. She's the motherfucking cancer because she's unhappy. That bitch look in the mirror every day and she think about SeaWorld. She think about SeaWorld in motherfucking Orlando, Florida, because she look like a motherfucking retarded ass dolphin in the face. Any of y'all niggas that would fuck Cynthia G, y'all some motherfucking perverts. Y'all need to motherfucker go get on some Risperdal. Some motherfucking psychiatric schizophrenia medication. That bitch is ugly as fuck. And she got on all the makeup at every funeral home in the world, attached, plastered, painted, and starred on her motherfucking face. And she got that narrow ass head. Narrow as fuck. Like a motherfucking sub sandwich for motherfucking goddamn Subway. That's what that bitch look like. She like a sloppy fucking sub sandwich mixed with a retarded dolphin from motherfucking SeaWorld in motherfucking Orlando, Florida, shawty. Mr. Sandman, Cynthia G looks like like a side chick that always get dumped when the main girl finds out about her. Preach. See, let me tell y'all something, bro. And I'm going to be real honest with y'all. I'm going to be real motherfucking honest with y'all because I'm frustrated. It's hard for ugly bitches out there. It's hard. I'm talking about life is rough for an ugly bitch. Ain't nobody goddamn standing behind an ugly bitch in the store talking about paying for her items. I'm talking about unless she fine like Serena Williams, unless she got a big old donkey booty. She got to be fine as fuck. That's the only way an ugly bitch can get some sense. But when she turn around and she looking like the donkey from Shrek, you like, oh shit, she ugly as fuck. But she fine as hell though. So you sit up there trying to juggle the situation. You get what I'm saying? You're rationalizing the situation. Cause she fine as hell, but she look like a Komodo dragon that can snatch some flies from 60 feet across the motherfucking front yard. She look like the type of bitch you'll sit up there talking to her and somebody throw a frisbee and she'll catch out motherfucking running. Jumping in the motherfucking air, snatching the motherfucking frisbee out the air with her motherfucking teeth. It's hard for ugly bitches out there. Straight up. See, that's the difference between an ugly man and an ugly woman. See, if an ugly man has money, he still can get chicks. Because the chicks want a provider. They're different. A lot of y'all disagree with Fresh and Fit, Kevin Samuels, all those, but it's just the way that the makeup of a female is. You give her secure, make her secure, make her comfortable, be a super ultra mega simp. She don't give a fuck if you look like all the roaches in Detroit, Michigan. She'll put all that ugly shit aside if you got money. But let's take the bitch Lisa Jones. Let's take that ugly ass bitch from Ghostbusters that always yelling and screaming. Nobody ain't walking her motherfucker, helping her take her groceries in the motherfucking goddamn car. If you see that hoe walking in Walmart, you're going to move out the fucking way. You're going to be like, damn, my bad, bro. My bad, bro. Ugly bitches got it worse. And let me tell you something. It ain't nothing worse than an ugly light-skinned bitch. An ugly, retarded, light-skinned bitch like Cynthia G. Now, that hoe is full of venom, shawty. But she just mad because she's not gay. Cynthia G wishes she was gay, shawty. She wishes she was gay. But she's not. She like thug dick. The same niggas that she sit up and talk about, the same niggas she sit up and drag all day, the same nigga that she sit up and make $3,000-$4,000 a month on AdSense every day, those are the niggas who balls she wanted her motherfucking mouth. Pause. Link. My fault. I don't got all hyped up, man. My fault, bro. Let me drop the link. Anybody welcome to join? Anybody welcome to join? Please come up here. Let me tell y'all something. You do not have to agree with me. Yeah, I'm spitting hot fire tonight. I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated with our people. I'm frustrated where we at. I see where the world is, where they moving their commodities to. I see where they're concentrating their goods and supplies at. And it ain't us. So I welcome anybody to come on. You can talk about the topic. You can, hell, I'm all off topic right now. You can talk about whatever you want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? I just got one rule, everybody. Just one rule. We just respect each other. We hear each other out. You can interject, but when you interject, you got to give the mic back after you interject. And we don't interrupt each other. That's it, man. Other than that, man, smash that link. Come on up. Talk to me. It's Saturday night. It's cold as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Join the live. Anybody watching on the playback, y'all already know what time it is, man. Y'all need to smash that motherfucking like button. Smash that cash up. Y'all see it at the top. Matter of fact, my link is, my phone is on silent. That's my fault, man. You know what I'm saying? I already got 2 cash up in here. Let me tell y'all something. Let me say this one more time, because I always have to say this. I appreciate everybody who smash that cash up. Now, I would love for you, if you want to say your name and you got a message, I like that y'all, support. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes y'all hit the cash app, it doesn't say your name that it is on YouTube. So therefore, I don't say your name. You get what I'm saying? But if you got a message, when you hit the cash app, put the message in there. You know what I'm saying? Put the message in there and then do the initials of your YouTube name if it's different from your cash app. But I appreciate the 2 cash apps I got. Oh, yeah. After this.
Hey, what's up? What's up, brother Logic?
What's up, man?
Look, Logic in the building. Yeah.
For sure.
No doubt. Look, I got look, what we doing? And you been like, I like what you do. You got a good platform. And when it's time for you to go ahead and get it in, you'll wait for it. And if it's a lot of shit, you'll keep going in. But like, hold up, yeah. So let's go into it. You know what I'm saying? I'm here. I'm doing a lot, but look, driving and shit, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Continue, my brother.
Okay, so check this out, right? In my community, it's a lot of shit going on. The tech is real. The struggle already been real, but like it's been amped and lowered because people have gotten into a concentration of where their mindset has been changing. People have been talking about mindset, portals, and a whole bunch of other things. Like we go outside here, but like, and then like the modern data scene is a fairy tale. So a man has to try to create a fairy tale that even the people who created, all the hundreds of people who created, besides a woman and man, which is only 2 people, how can you uncreate? Like you can't create that. So I'm saying, like, if you get a movie direct, they show us a whole bunch of different videos and examples, and it's crazy. Like they we've been bombarded with a whole bunch of media propaganda stuff in our own cultures, and we do it because we've seen that we can get recognition of financial gain from it.
How do you feel about it, though?
I mean, it's all the generations. Once you become older and wiser, you start realizing. But it's not like that. No, the younger generation realize it. No, they openly talk about it, but they won't openly talk about it because they understand how the way the world works.
But don't you think, like, even though you said that the older generation get it, I don't think all the older generation get it.
No, and that's a whole nother one. Hold on, no. The older generation, the younger generation, and the middle generation all get a same collective, but there is different levels and different categories, and I get what you're saying. But okay, and yeah, you're right. And then it goes into fear mongering. No, I don't like that. Fear mongering and then truth mongering. Like, it's a decisive line where those things actually intersect.
King Genocide. It doesn't. Wait, where you from, King Genocide? Where you from?
Okay. So depending on who I'm talking to and how I feel, I'm East Coast. I'm East Coast. Like, nah, I'm just East Coast. But people think in the way I talk. So I got a up north style of talking for my peoples, but like I'm more southern, but not so southern. Yeah, if that make any sense. And I always
it's all good. Just tell me what's on your birth certificate. What state was you born in?
I ain't saying that shit, nigga. This is the
Oh, okay. Well, I'm born in Georgia. It's not that. It's not that serious. But
close enough.
my
Close
point,
enough. I said this. Close enough.
close enough. My point is this: King
And,
genocide.
and look, I visited Georgia one time, and the one time I visited Georgia, they Southern hospitality, Southern and Northern hospitality, or now you know what I'm saying. Like I hate to say it like that because people view people get put labels on shit. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I had fucking fun, and I ain't really do a lot, but like I had fun. Yeah.
Yeah, we see that's the
You
good
take
thing
a
about over
vacation.
here, King genocide. We
Like you
don't give
take
a
a
fuck
vacation
about
somewhere.
labels, bro. You just
Act
say
like you take a
however you
vacation,
feel,
right?
man.
I like you took a vacation somewhere, right? I took a vacation there. You know what I'm saying? That shit was fun. And
Yeah,
I
see,
ain't do shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't, I want nothing bad. Now, so it's straight up legit. Just me with my friends are like, okay, fuck it. I'm gonna chill. Yeah, let's see what, and that shit was fun as shit. Hey, good. Yo, y'all can cook your ass up. And I can see some of y'all society problems compared to some of my society problems. We need to fucking work on in our communities. Swear to God, yeah. I see. I look, just observing, just riding past some shit. I'm like, damn, it's the shit that like, you know what I'm saying? That was a good learning experience for me. You feel me?
for sure.
It's
Let me
like
tell
it's
y'all something,
people,
man. King genocide. This is what you call complex thinkers, man. He's complex with how the way he thinks, man. He's a very deep thinker in this thought process. You get what I'm saying? Like and like me, I'm real vocal and I'm real out. You know what I'm saying? I'll say whatever comes to my mind. You know what I'm saying? Some people they're more measured in their thought process. You know what I'm saying? That's the only difference between me and King Genocide. But the reason why I asked him where he was from, because he was saying that the fear mongering, and this is the thing that always kills me with black people. We ain't scared to kill each other. We ain't scared to run up in a bar and kill each other. We ain't scared to run up in a barbecue and kill each other. We ain't scared to run up in a club and kill each other. We ain't scared to kick in the door and kill each other. We ain't scared to go in somebody's neighborhood and shoot up the block. We ain't scared to do none of that shit. But let some white people tell us something, propaganda or whatever, and then we motherfucking get scared. We get scared of words. How you ain't
honestly,
scared to hold on for a second, King Genocide? How black people ain't
go
scared to kill each other, but they get scared of words? Explain that to me, King Genocide.
the reason why is because our people have been dumbed down, and their culture has been taken to them. Their identity has been taken from them. The things they know, but because of who you are, it's like this. You can tell gold is not gold every day, all day. It's still gold. I simplified it, right?
You
Year to light
simplified
the
it.
world. A year to light the world. A city set on the hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a bushel, put it on a bed, but they put it on the candlestick so it can provide light for everyone in the house. So as we have a house and we actually have a living organization, whether how organized or not, no, this is nothing wrong. We actually care about the way we feel about our community. And our community is overlapping everybody else's community because everybody look up to our community, right? Whether it's the little next trap song. Nah, these type of conversations where you hear the motherfuckers who from the motherfucking hoods and church like, nah, this is what we really trying to do. Like, no, we got some positive shit. We see this shit. That shit is fantasy. This is the reality talk. Comprehensive minds. And not only that, shit, it's you get the allegory, the metaphors, and the entertainment. Like you're way more entertaining when it comes to talking. And so for your crowd to be able to try to digest when I'm giving out, I'm just here. I'm like, yo, this nigga going, he's a beast with it. But he gives out his shit like he was in character, and he is not even in character. As far as I know, he been doing this shit way before them people. Yeah, but he don't give it out. Like he gives it like once it's time. okay, I feel like I'm gonna go live and go into this shit. Let's go
Right.
into it.
That's true. See, that's what I try to tell y'all about King Genocide as a complex thinker. See, that's why I don't put out a lot of videos, because I'm not trying to keep beating you with information that's trendy. Like, that's the last thing black people need is trendy information. And listen, I'm not against nobody that does it. I just know over time, when you giving people trendy information, then that goes with the way we are as black people, that we think about something 24 hours, then it's what's on the next news cycle. You get what I'm saying? What's next? What's next? Now we're hungry for more drama, Matter of fact, shout out to America First Rifleman. You know what I'm saying? He the first person that don't hit the Cash App with his name in it. So appreciate that, my brother. And y'all, let me tell y'all something. I'm going to drop a video. I already made the video after this. So it's a chick. Her name is Humble and Sexy. She made me some diamond art for my avatar. I'm going to drop a video later. You know what I'm saying? So make sure after this, y'all look at the video that I'm going to drop. And it's I'm gonna shout her out, Humble and Sexy. Her YouTube is, let me see, she sent it to me. Let me shout it out.
Shout out America's First Rifleman. Hey, what's up, bro?
Yeah. America First, he the man. He always supporting the platform. So let me put it up real quick.
I've been doing a lot better. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Like I got my driver's license, I'm driving, everything legit. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I went to work. Look, I got 3 jobs now. Like,
God damn, bro.
But at my choice.
That's what's up. Hey, y'all, this is her name is her name is @ symbol, Humble, the letter N, and Sexy. So, you know what I'm saying? Y'all make sure y'all go check out the the video I'm gonna drop after this live. It's gonna be of the diamond art that she made for me, man. Y'all make sure y'all support, man. We supporting black people with black art. You get what I'm saying? What they doing, you know what I'm saying? So y'all make sure y'all support the sister. And you know what I'm saying? If enough of y'all support and ask about it, she said that she's gonna let me rub on her left titty, her left boob now. So y'all look out for Hustle Smart, you know what I'm saying? So I can rub on that left boob, you know what I'm saying? Not the right one, because I'm team left boob. I'm team left boob, and I'm team left cheek. All the motherfucking way, shawty. So shout out to y'all, man. Make sure y'all smash that motherfucking like button. Make sure y'all smash that Cash App, because y'all know I need y'all niggas money, man. Y'all know I need y'all money. Support the platform, because this is real talk right here, bro. This is not regurgitating trendy topics. This is a topic that builds up over time.
Hey, let me talk for you. Look, what I
go ahead.
Said. This ain't copy and paste, trendy. This ain't copy and paste. I just watched my video and I'm gonna put my shit and then copy and paste and just put my overlay. Nah, we talk about what the fuck happened and then we bring it creatively with a conscious community on top of like we got everybody.
King Genocide, hold on for a second. Hold that thought. Humble and Sexy, who I just said they're gonna let me rub on her left boob. She just came in the chat and she said no. She said no, Hustle Smart. You got to rub both titties, or the other one will get jealous. How you feel about that, King Genocide?
So honestly, I was saying I was gonna be the right titty, right titty team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Before you said that, comment, I was saying that as you were saying that, you gotta get the left titty. Yeah. So I gotta be right titty. Shit.
Right. See, you know, I'm better with the left. You get what I'm saying? Even though I'm right-handed, you know what I'm saying? I'm smooth with the left. You get what I'm saying?
You self-taught or what you want?
Self-taught. I self-taught with the left because I'm more finesse with the left because I'm so, you know what I'm saying? I concentrate on the left. But the right one, it just all over the place. I might scratch the titty with one of my fingernails or something. You see what I'm saying? So I go with the left because I'm more cautious in how I would rub the titty with my left hand. You see what I'm saying? See, I'm complex, bro. I'm a complex brother. African Rifleman in the building. Logic Only in the building. Mr. Sandman in the building. The lovely, the sexy, the caramel pecan tan, humble and sexy in the building. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to her. Check out her work, man. Hey, let me tell y'all something. Make sure y'all send all your dick pics, Paul, to humble and sexy. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully.
I knew you would say that shit. You're funny. Hey.
Send all dick pics and inquiries to Humble and Sexy Esquire. You get what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? So y'all support the sister, man. We trying to do what we call networking. And we want to network with like-minded thinkers. We got King Genocide in the building. He coming with his complex way of thinking. We got America First Rifleman, aka America First Librarian, aka the coldest nigga that ever picked up a library book, aka the baddest nigga with a mustache like Magna P.I., the goddamn baddest nigga that on the block, that if you go in a Kroger and you steal one tomato, he will shoot you in your
motherfucking ass. He will tackle your ass. He will tackle your ass and subdue you and bring you to the proper authorities.
He's gonna spray you with some motherfucking bow spray. And just for goddamn America First Rifleman, shout out to the motherfucking Yapper. There it is, baby. They're gonna spray right there.
You know what? You know what he did? What he did? He showed me. I know his work ethic. That shit that ain't a costume. That's work ethic. Yeah, I know. Yeah, you can't fool me.
All I know is my customers, when they hire me, all thefts go down by 75%. That's by the numbers. So that's all I know.
This nigga got numbers. He got numbers. His numbers show. Yeah.
Hey, King Genocide. He ain't down for show, baby. He is not there for show, baby. You know what I'm saying? You pay America First Rifleman, you goddamn steal a tomato, you bring back a library book.
You
bring back a library book late. He kick it in your motherfucking door with the motherfucking goddamn 22 Glock. What you got?
Let me tell you. What
you got on your hip, America First?
No. First protocol.
I got that 19 with that hollow sun.
Go ahead, King Genocide.
When somebody's stealing, you can't grab them nowhere from upwards like this. Anywhere from this word, before you can grab them, slam them down.
Just shoot him in the ass, King Genocide. Shoot him in the ass.
Look, he wanna do some of that shit.
You can't. I live in a liberal ass state. You can't do half that shit.
Hey, America First Rifleman, Humble and Sexy said, "Numbers speaks facts."
Hey, that's right, man. Because, like, look, here's the deal. Like, this is what people figure out in my business. You get what you pay for. So if you're gonna pay somebody $50 an hour with a big gut to sit down and watch people run all over them, that's what you go pay. But if you pay me like $200 an hour, it's gonna be locked down like the damn police. So I don't know, just that's what it is out here, and people like paying for substandard services, and that's what they get. They get closed out of business. Because all my customers.
They get robbed because they look at the end. You know, once the monthly, weekly, what they call it? What do they call it? They don't call it shrinkage. That's what it's called when products
shrinkage. Yeah,
when they shrinkage and everything that you always have product that you gotta have a shrinkage budget for for products that get stale, out of date. You know what I'm saying? Damage or whatever. But if your shrinkage is coming more of theft. And then this overshot and plus the shrinkage, and then you paying employees. They ain't got them doing nothing but making sure, because you got them so scared that they got to watch the register, watch the money. They can't watch the product and the money. So you got to pay somebody like America First Rifleman to bust you upside the head, you know what I'm saying, and get on that phone and hold your ass. Can you even hold them down till the police come?
This is it depends on the store. No, hold on. Let me tell you. It depends on the store or the store policy, but legally, if they have your product, you can detain them. First thing, obviously you tell them, hey, give it up. You're like, hey, give it up, drop it. And if they don't, then you can detain them, take it back,
give it up, drop it. Look. America's First Rifleman. Can I say this? Look, check this out, right?
Go ahead, King.
I work at the store. No bullshit. And I actively work at stores. Trust me. And I say if the warehouse shit don't go right, I'm gonna work security. No bullshit. I don't care if it's unarmed or armed. I'm being honest. Swear to God. Look,
do armed. It's not worth doing unarmed these days.
Because that was the best.
King Genocide is kind of laid back. You get what I'm saying? He kind of laid back though. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He can be laid back with these crackheads all day, but that one day you want to be laid back is gonna be the worst day of your life.
So I call my leisure time. Like right now, I'm in my leisure time. I'm doing my hobby right now. I'm on the open panel. Well, that's so smart. Logic in the building. America's First Rifleman. You got King Genocide, sober minded speaking right now. Motherfucking intelligent minds picking and bouncing off the matrix. I want to do manipulating the matrix part 3. I want y'all to be a part of it.
For sure.
What's up?
You gonna do it on your channel?
Hey, no bullshit. I got like-minded like y'all people. Look, I went into different sectors or spaces and people that I can actually trust and spoke to them on the background shit. So when we actually do the live, you know what I'm saying? Like y'all already heard me saying that shit before I said that shit. Damn, no bullshit. I've been doing it actively, proactively.
What you smoking on, King Genocide? What you smoking on, bro?
Hold on. I can do this. Hold on. Give me a second.
Hey, shout out to Logic Only. Logic Only said a little early.
I'm gonna turn my mic on. Look, this ain't the mic. I'm gonna turn my mic on. What's up?
Go ahead. God damn, what is that? Goddamn, American right? We got the whole bag full.
So check this out.
That's how we do it out here. We listen to Project Pat all day in the spot. You know what I'm saying? We got the green ready to go out the door.
My nephew is in Washington. You're in Oregon, but my nephew is in Washington State right now. Hey, King Genocide, what you smoking on, man? What the name of it? Tell the people what the name of it.
Look, you see I got the background? I created it.
I see.
Y'all played SimCity before?
Man, you know what? I got a form of epilepsy.
I
can't play it. I can't play games like Fortnite.
I literally did this. I put this on the hardest level, on the hardest difficulty challenge, and it's up there. I literally did that shit. Look, I bought a city out the water.
Right before I joined the Army, my homie started a security guard business in Philly. A few of them got shot, but the business took off. Now they're rich. God damn. Hey, let me tell y'all something, man. Philly, it used to be Detroit. I'm telling y'all the two worst cities. Now, you got a lot of cities where they say the murder rate is up. Don't get fooled by the murder rate. Don't get fooled, because St. Louis, let me tell you, I've been to St. Louis plenty of times. It's not that dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Now, you can get killed there. That's true enough. But every day walking, every day going around, it's not dangerous at all. Philadelphia, New Orleans, and motherfucking Detroit, you would get your motherfucking ass killed quick. Philadelphia is right up there with Detroit now. And I give it to New Orleans next. Those are the three cities where you can't really go. Even people talk about LA and the gangs and all that. Believe me, them niggas are so ganged up out there in LA that if they know that you're a civilian, they really won't fuck with you, because they know the civilians bring heat. if somebody kill a civilian. You know what I'm saying? So they
now that, that's true. Hold on. Now that hey, Logic, that shit is motherfucking tourism. Like you fucking up the tourism.
Yeah, you fucking up the tourism. So they don't mess with the tourists like that. But Philadelphia is a grimy ass city. It is hard to do business in Philadelphia because them niggas are there like roaches. They act like roaches. Detroit is like that, where people just like roaches. I'm gonna tell y'all something. The next city I'm gonna name is gonna surprise y'all. Southeast DC is like that. Them niggas sit around and they get high. And I'm telling you, any city where they sit around and do them hardcore drugs like heroin, goddamn K2, those synthetic drugs. I ain't talking about. I'm talking about that. They call it K2. You know what I'm saying? But it's goddamn, it call it Katie. They call it Katie there. They call it salt. They got 3 or 4 different forms of them. People be out there like zombies. They call them, I'm calling them vampires. That's how they're out there. Just like that. Those cities are grimy. Those type of people that would throw their whole life away about $20 or $30. That's the type of niggas that you dealing with in Philly, the type of niggas you dealing with in Detroit, and them type of niggas you dealing with in New Orleans, and the type of niggas you dealing with in Southeast DC. So you got to watch yourself when you go to those places like that, shawty. But it is what it is. But Logic
it's easier
only,
not to go to those places.
Oh, but don't go. Logic, hey, Logic only. Let me ask you a question. Why do you think that I'm lonely? Let me tell y'all something. Logic only is a chick. Don't let her fool you with the straight out of whatever she got up there on the thing. That is a chick. Oh, believe me, Memphis and Baltimore is bad. Eric B, shout out to Eric B in the building. And shout out to the Cash Up, man. I appreciate that. Hey, man, I'm telling y'all, I definitely appreciate the support, y'all. Y'all know I don't do these shows that much, so when I do them, just support me. And let me tell you something. Whatever y'all give me, I put back into the show. I put back so we can get rid of that ugly ass duck in the corner. Any of y'all niggas that be watching a YouTuber and y'all supporting them and they got that duck still up in the corner, they jipping you. They jipping you.
Look, check this out. Look, hey, my recent shit, I got the duck up in my shit. Look, check it out.
Yeah, but you ain't cheating nobody though.
Thanks, Logic. You know what? He said that shit before I could even get it up. I wasn't even thinking to say that shit. He right. Let's get to the point. I ain't cheating nobody on nothing. I ain't even monetized my channel that I could have monetized on. So what I do, I like to grow our communities, and we got some banging shit. Like our shit is fucking like, yo, people are like, yo, how y'all able to do this shit? Why y'all get supporters? Why y'all get no? It's genuine. We talking about relevant shit, the shit we want to talk about, and say the shit. Yeah, like, that's what's up. Yeah, like, and we know how to work the algorithm. It works. You know what I'm saying? Like some of the shit I wanted to say and do, I'm coming up with some shit. I'm about to give you some what you call it, the virtual background shit, the instrumental shit, all that shit. I can make that shit creatively, make it myself. You don't have no copyright issues. See what I'm saying? Like we all have our own
niche. It's called a niche. We
all
got our thing that we do.
I want to hear you say something like, "Hey, you know what? I like this shit." America's like he made me want to make one of them army beats where it's got the feet stomping. Well, I gotta make a beat with the feet stomping, but I want to put angels in the shit too. Look, that's the creative beat I want to make. But look, you tell me some shit, and I can send you some shit. Shit, when we get off in this, I can share it to you. I can share it to you right now. I can share you the screen when I'm making the beats right now. You be like, wow, this how you do it? Look. Now do some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like we all are very creative. And that's what I'm gonna capitalize. We stay in a capitalist society. So we need to capitalize on ourselves so we can be more self-sufficient to the outside environment.
That's what's up. Hey, Logic only says Simps make Simp make $200,000 though. Why does he need cash out? Let me explain something to you. The channel is it. See, when you operate a bit, when you got a business mind frame, logic on. This is why it's so simple to answer this question. When you have a business, the business supports the business. The business doesn't support this. I pay myself a salary. So that doesn't mean that if I make 200,000, I got $200,000 in my bank. See, when you operate a business, it's so much have to be for I got an escrow account for my maintenance, just in case if my my engine go out, or I need a transmission, or I need a radiator. I got an escrow account for that. I put so much money in that, and then I have an insurance account that I have to pay for, because since I work for myself, I have to bond. I have to bond the product. You get what I'm saying? So I take ownership of the product when I get it. So therefore, I got to get a bonding. I have to pay bonding fees to get that. And on top of that, I have to pay for fuel. Every time I put fuel in my truck, every 2 days is about $347 to $67. You get what I'm saying? So I don't mind giving the basic info, because I'm trying to tell people that even though I spend all that money, I still bring home $1,500 to $2,000 a week. We talk about after expensive. So see, as a black person, we always look at the gross.
Hey,
so
Sam.
Go ahead.
Hey, look. It would be easier just to say a lot of people don't understand what margins are, especially if they've never had to work for themselves, or at least I have a failed small business, so I understand the concept. But a lot of people just think you get a paycheck, and then you're a business owner, you get a paycheck, and you live happily ever after, and that's like the opposite.
Exactly. Hey, Rifleman, you got Vanessa Johnson with the Peruvian wavy natural silky. She's saying hey to you in the background. Hey, Vanessa Johnson, we just got one question for you. What color leggings do you got on tonight? What color leggings do you got on tonight?
I think they're matching my OD green. For some reason, I think she's a classy, beautiful lady, and I think it's probably matching what I'm wearing.
So they call that forest green, right? Forest green,
olive drab green.
Okay. Here she go right here. Let's see. Face blue smiling, face blue smiling, face blue smiling. Face green smiling, face green smiling, face green smiling.
Yo, Logic, check this out, right? It's not showing it. It's showing, like, see how you got the heart, the red, black, and the it's supposed to show up as emojis, but it's showing you in the text message. And the coded, like the text code that's behind it, instead of showing it. But if you actually type that shit like that, it will actually show up.
She's probably typing it from her phone. But let me answer this question from Eric B. Eric B said, what about Memphis and Baltimore? Memphis, and let me tell you something about Memphis. Memphis is only dangerous if you go in the hood. White people got the clamps on Memphis. Far as the business side, niggas just run the nigga shit. You know what I'm saying? All the goddamn the soul food and the wing spots and all that. But you go to Beale Street, but them niggas ain't down there with that fuck shit. Them white people down there will lock them niggas up. It's just like how Baltimore is. Baltimore have an area. I don't know if y'all saw this on the news. I think Brandon did a shout out to Brandon too, man. Shout out to Brandon putting in this work. You know what I'm saying? And he did a show that he said that like the young kids tried to bum rush an area that they wasn't supposed to go, and the police ran them up out of there because this is like a safe zone for people to come in here and operate with their business. Nobody don't want to be goddamn dealing with loudmouth niggas and loudmouth business that ain't got no business about themselves. Nobody don't all that period and snatching words out the sky and slapping your hands when you're talking. The niggas in a group of thugs with their pants down, look like they like they finna go behind the building and fuck each other because they already got their pants halfway down. You know what I'm saying? You know, let me tell you something. Let me tell y'all something. Even if y'all got kids, the worst thing in the world is to see some old bow-legged nigga with his pants hanging down off his ass. Some old goddamn, some weird ass nigga walking around. Like I don't even comprehend it. And it's just like every year the pants is getting lower and lower. They used to be right there at the middle part of the butt paws. Now they at the bottom of the butt paws. Now they got them down there where your thighs at. And now niggas wearing jogging pants or shorts under the like bro. But we're a sad generation. And this is that's what I'm talking about. We need to circle. Hold on for a second, King Genocide. Hold on for a second, King Genocide. And that's why I'm telling y'all we need to circle the wagon. Because there's a lot of misinformation going on out here. There's a lot of YouTubers just sitting up here trying to get everything they can. Let me tell you something, but most people are smart enough to see where the tables are going. You got people like Diners, you got people like Brandon, you got people like Brother Bacardi telling y'all that these people are concentrating on another group of people while telling you that you're important. They're putting funds and services towards those people, but they just telling you something. All they doing is telling y'all niggas something. But y'all niggas so goddamn in battered with religion because no other group of people consume religion like black people. No other group of people be talking shit about God and Jesus the center of their life. They just happy that they woke up this morning. What type of dumb nigga fuck shit, slow ass, dumb ass, hoe ass fuck shit is for you to sit up and say you just happy that you woke up this morning? Like every other group of people get up to conquer, to succeed, and y'all niggas just happy that you woke up this morning? That's it.
You happy that your car ran. You hope that you ain't lost your fucking job. You hope your bills ain't go up. You hope the gas price ain't go up. You hope. We need to stop hoping and do the fuck what we need to do. At the same time, that's not the test. Hold on, AFR. Look, I got you. Look, I'm giving you the ammo right now. Look, here's the tools. Here's the ammo. We actually gotta start doing this shit. We gotta make reproductive systems.
What? Let me read. Let me catch up on a lot of these chat. The smiley did not translate. That's logic only. Yeah, I see the emojis. That Mr. Sandman in the building. Vanessa Wick Johnson. Damn. Why Philly gotta be hood? You know Philly. Vanessa Wick, don't make me come find you, shawty. You know Philly is fucked up.
My basketball shorts.
You know Philly is fucked up, Vanessa Johnson. I'm a hood. Let me tell you something. I feel like American First Rifleman when I go to Philly. And I'm a hood nigga. I'm a hood nigga, shawty. I sleep with the yapper under my pillow. I'm talking about I am a gutter niggas. Them niggas in Philly make me want to goddamn speak correct English at all times and move far away from these niggas. I'm talking about that's how grimy Philly niggas is.
I grew up in that area. Like you got to remember, I'm a Jersey boy. You know what I'm saying? So I grew up in the hood part. Well, I grew up, but I was in close proximity to the hood parts in New York City, hood parts of Philly and stuff like that. So like I grew up around that element. So my cousins was like that. So just growing up, I knew I didn't want to be a part of that at all. You know. But one thing else, when you were talking about these different cities that have a large black populations or whatever, and it kind of when you were talking about Memphis, it reminded me of what people say about Atlanta. It's white owned, black managed. Same thing with Memphis. We got the chicken spots. Like you want the best soul food and chicken, go to the niggas. But if you need financial services and civilization to move forward, you go to the white folks over at that street you said. And I want you to and this is for you, Hustle Smart. I want you to, if you have time, go invest in some books for your own good, because you don't have to read them right away. But I want you to have these books so you can have access to this knowledge. I have 3 books I've been reading the last few months. I got these off the Twitter. The first one, and this directly goes into what you were saying about those young kids trying to run up in that area, that protected safe area. This first one, and this is put out by kind of folks that like the survival stuff I'm into. This is a ex. I think this guy's an ex cop. This one is called Suburban Warfare. Suburban Warfare. This is the type of stuff white folks, Hispanic folks, because they see what's coming along the pipe.
Suburban Warfare.
No, don't cut me off. King Genocide. Hold on, King Genocide.
Let him keep going. Let him keep going.
I'll don't worry. I'll get you all the pertinent information afterwards. So why, like, things are very good right now. Things are very good, even though it seems like a lot of crazy stuff happened, but we still have it very good in this country. Things are going very well. We got electricity, got water, blah, 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 blah. Creature comforts, but people that see kind of cracks in the system, they're seeing all this degenerate shit that we are doing as a collective. So people are circling the wagons, and you know that kind of that parallel that Brandon takes between like us and the Palestinians, kind of how like we're gonna relegate ourselves to that kind of outcome when we're gonna be like the Palestinians, and white folks and Hispanics, they're gonna be like the Israelis. And they're in that, and to me, like, this book right here is to keep people you don't want out of your neighborhood. Okay, this is from
Suburban Warfare.
Yeah, and then by Don Schiff. Then don't worry, I got all the. I'll give this to you guys later. So this next one is Concrete Jungle. Concrete Jungle. Okay, that's and it says a Green Beret's Guide to Urban Survival. So this is an ex-Green Beret man that's done 20 plus years in all the worst parts of the world, and he's distilling that all to the middle-class suburban white folks that are fearful about what's coming down. He's giving them the hot links on how to keep your black ass out or put you under the dirt if you come mess with these people. And then the last one, same author, it's called Prairie Fire. This one is a guidebook for surviving Civil War II. So they're already formulating and clicking up with each other in their local areas to keep your ass out. And when I say your ass out, like, if you're a productive black person that got something, that got wealth, that got something to lose, more than likely you ain't gonna be out there, engaging in stupid ass activities. But some of your cousins and some of your family members are gonna be doing that stuff. Okay, so what I'm trying to tell you, what Hustle Smart's trying to tell you, what Brandon is trying to tell you, Don is trying to tell you, what I'm trying. Look, something's coming in the future. We don't know what it is, how it's gonna look, whatever. But history often doesn't repeat itself. It sounds the same, or it makes the same tune. So what I'm saying is, instead of y'all BSing and all this other stuff, start getting ready for the future. Be in a situation where you can sustain yourself and your family for at least a couple months, and I'll pass the mic on that.
Go ahead, King.
All right, so it was funny that I was still muted, and then I was about to say something. I didn't cut him off, but it came at the right moment, and then I unmuted myself. Hey, look, patience is a virtue, and I'm learning that. See, it's a jewel we just gave us. He's telling us something's happening. Something's about to go on, and something's going on, and something's about to happen, and something else is about to happen. So as we do these things, we need to be prepared. Preparation for what's going to happen in the future. It's nothing wrong with thinking about the past and thinking about the future, but you want to stay in the present. But at the same time, you want to make sure that you feel in your present will be like it is now, in the future situation where something unexpectedly can happen, as America's first rifleman explained.
Let me ask you something, King Genocide.
Yeah. Let's look, because I'm shining.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question, since you're cooking right now.
Yes, sir.
What if you know that it's something coming? Yes. Why do black people wait, and like we all say that white people are the system is oppressing us, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why do we wait for the system who we claim that's oppressing us? Why do we think that they're going to give us some vital information for our survival?
Actually, they do. They do it all the time by allowing us to post ourselves enough of information online freely and get third party recognition from companies to take and make monetize money. We don't even fucking know. It was in the terms and agreement that we've been saying.
Hold on, y'all. Let me translate that for y'all. I'm gonna translate that for y'all because he said some serious shit. He said that they allow black people to get on here and say some shit, and then a third party come and monetize off of the shit that we say and get rich off of it while we don't have nothing. So all of y'all think King Genocide be saying some shit. He just said some awesome shit that what I'm saying right now. They
Thank
are.
you. Thank
Everybody else
Thank you. You got a translator because I did not understand what he said.
Everybody else is getting rich off
No
our
bullshit.
off
Thank
our
you.
shit, and we
Hey.
sit up here and act like we happy about it.
It's true.
We sit up there and act like we happy when other people get rich. You got niggas like Lil Pump. You got these white rappers that sit up here and come out with an album too, and they in a mansion. And you got niggas been rapping from Brooklyn all their life, still staying in the motherfucking hood. See, the thing about it is, you either gonna be a real nigga or you gonna be real rich. You got to decide. You cannot be both. You cannot be a real nigga and rich. I'm telling you straight up, as somebody that done been locked up 19 times, I'm telling you, when I left the hood, my threat level has dropped. Don't get me wrong, I still come to the door with the yapper. But that's just because of somebody coming to me. I'm not walking outside with it. I'm not looking at people as a threat. Because the threat level in me has changed. You cannot be a real nigga and be real rich. The only people that goddamn support real niggas is other dumb niggas that ain't got shit. The misery loves company. You got to get away from that shit. You got to get away from that shit at work. Because if you don't get away from that shit at work, you'll end up working for a job for 30 or 40 fucking years.
Get a
thinking that they owe you, thinking that a supervisor like you, thinking that you cool with people. No, I'm cordial with a lot of people. I'm cordial with a lot of people in the business world, but I know them motherfuckers ain't my friends. Go ahead, King Genocide.
No bullshit. You gotta realize in the work environment, in the business environment, when you have employees, they're not your friends. They are your competition. But you should actively seek to be a good teammate, to help them out and be a better chain of link. And the weakest chain breaks the chain. But look, at the same time, King Genocide, I stop the next 1,000 people from falling. Be that 1,001 person to stop them from fucking falling. We ain't falling for the next bullshit, and it's coming. Come on now. Don't we all feel the next bullshit is coming?
I agree with you. But the problem I have is King Genocide that we don't have a system to recognize it. We always playing the catch up after it happens. You get what I'm saying? Like everything that the white people do, they got all type of radar, they all got type of systems. They can tell you what the weather gonna be next Thursday. They can tell you how hot it's gonna be next Wednesday. God damn, man. Well, like as black people, we just sit back like we're ready. Like we standing out there in the middle of the field getting ready to catch something, but we don't even know what the fuck we finna catch. So if you don't know what's finna, hold on for a second, King. If you don't know what's finna come down, how can you be properly prepared? So what you need to do is, like America First Rifleman is telling y'all niggas, that y'all need to be prepared for everything. If black people, we're supposed to be so smart, we're supposed to be so gifted. We've got the bitches got the best pussy, niggas got the best dicks, paws. We the best dancers, we the best jumpers, we the best runners. We got the, you know what I'm saying? We buy the best weed, we smoke the best weed. Why the fuck that we can't prepare? Why can't we do simple things like prepare for everything so we can be ready for anything? Because we can see that they are not telling us nothing.
I'm gonna tell you what. Hold on. Let me ask this question because you asked me a question before that. But let
Go
me
ahead, King
go
Genocide.
first.
Go ahead, my brother.
No bullshit. The reason why is because everybody been bothered by the stupidness. They don't. Hey, look. And if they don't accept the stupidness, they might be canceled and may otherwise might not be able to get the financial gain they're looking for because they too fucking patient. They don't want to stick to the traditions, the culture, the real shit that actually resonates. None of that shit that's motherfucking actually put in just whatever the other stuff is. And I'm not gonna explain that. But if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about.
Go
I
ahead, right for me.
Um,
and,
um, and so
and
this is. Well, hold on, King Genocide.
yeah,
This
you
is
know what I'm trying to say. And I won't say that shit. You know how I am.
okay. Well, let me. Here's the problem with black folks. This is just what I've noticed, especially when it comes to we don't know the difference between reacting or responding. We're purely as a collective reactors. We don't really respond to things. I'll give an example. Like you said, Hustle Smart. You know, white folks have all types of systems that have certain outcomes that they want, whether it be the weather, you know, whatever. Black folks will see something like prime example. We'll see the Alabama the boat fight or whatever the hell they calling that thing. The Alabama, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The victory, all the victory fight. You know, we black folks saw that, and a lot of young it's usually all these like LGBTQ soft ones that get millions of views on TikTok. Is these cats trying to? And the thing about and one thing that sucks about white folks is that they can't recognize a lot of nuance with some of us. If you know what I'm saying, Hustle Smart. If they
Right.
see one dumb nigga saying like "let's kill Whitey" or "let's beat their ass," they gonna think we all hopped up masculine, whatever, even though the nigga saying it's soft as hell, he'll never even touch a white person, whatever. But you know what I'm saying. But anyway, we have a lot of these little soft ass Negroes seeing stuff like that, having those responses saying, we need to rise up, we need to fight, we need to do this, we need to do that. Or whatever, we're like we don't have nothing to fight with, we don't have the expertise to fight as a collective, you know, all this other stuff. But people will see him and get turned on to do nothing. But when you have a cat like me or you or whatever that says, look, we're at zero right now, but if we start building on something and doing something, we go and get somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And people don't want to hear that. They want to just hear, oh, we're going to do something. We got this. We beautiful. We smart. We all this. And it's just like it
Okay,
began
okay.
as white folks.
Let
Oh,
me
no, King Genocide, King Genocide. Nobody cut you off. Nobody ever cut you off, King Genocide. You get to talk a lot. Okay. So last thing I'm gonna say is they it started as white people, I think, relegating us or bringing us to a social point to where we're just reactors and our betters, the black folks that pretty much, let's just say they are handlers and intents and purpose are black leaders, they keep us in that perpetual state. So as of right now, we can only blame ourselves when we're in this state. And I pass the mic.
Let me ask King Genocide a question to get him started on what he finna
hold
talk about.
hold on. Before Hustle Smart.
Hold on, King Genocide. Hold
I
on.
forget. Don't let me forget what I'm about to say.
King Genocide. Just hold up for a second, guys. It's a show, bro. We got to run it like a show, bro. Now this is the question because we got a question in the chat, so I'm gonna let you answer the question of the chat. Can you do that for me, my brother?
Yes, sir.
All right. Miss Logic said that black people, hold on, let me go to it again. She said that black people are primitive. She said that the only thing that black people are good at is fucking, dancing, and sex. What you say about that, King Genocide?
So you remember Good Times, right?
I do.
You remember at the end of Good Times, you seen that picture? Remember the
White
picture?
Jesus.
Listen. I'm about to fuck your head up. Watch this. I'm painting the picture. Remember that picture that's painted? It's a whole bunch of black people hooping and hollering and shit.
Oh yeah, that's in the beginning of the credits.
No, at the end.
At the end of the credits, I got you.
That picture, that fucking picture. That's us. in the future. That shit was prophecy.
I get it. Go ahead, man.
I mean, look, no. You asked me, no. Let's keep doing it. And I'm openly like I'm positive. Like I want look. We people who do that type of shit. Like think about it. Think about it. That's a revelation. That picture. And don't people be hooping and hollering? People love that. Look, don't get me wrong. It's nothing wrong with feeling the vibes and having a positive spirit and having a party and a celebration. But we can't do this shit all the time. And this coming from King Genocide, the person who's known for, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't know that, that's cool. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I asked you, let's go.
King Gen. Oh, go ahead.
Let him finish. Let him finish, Rifleman. Let him finish. Let him get
all
all
right,
the thoughts out.
So, no, I want to, before I finish, if y'all got a couple of more questions for me, come on, let's shoot off.
No, go ahead, speak your piece, man. Let me tell you something, King Genocide. The thing about my show, I got a smaller show. So therefore, I don't do shows that often. So, you know what I'm saying? Unlike other panels, which I'm cool with everybody. But, you know, a lot of panels, you don't get a chance to get all your thoughts out. I like for people to get all their thoughts out because, you know what I'm saying? You shorten up a show and then you shorten up somebody's thought process. And then when you tell them to go ahead and hurry up, then, you know what I'm saying? If you got a good point to get across, I want to hear it. You get what I'm saying? Even though I love to talk, I still think that I can hear something for somebody else that can tweak my next thought. So go ahead and continue, my brother.
All right, so Logic and America's First Rifleman. Correctly, the last subject matter, they try to boot me back up to where or a question, because this is what I was getting in, and that's what we was good at. Ask me a question, like no bullshit or to further understand, because I'm here, I'm doing it.
That's what's up, man. So you here to ask a question. Now this is my thing, and I'm gonna give it to America right after this pause. First things first, fuck Philly, goddamn Vanessa Johnson and Mr. Sandman. Philly smells like pee. Smells like motherfucking piss. It is right up there with pissy ass Brooklyn and pissy ass Bronx and pissy ass Broward Homes in New York. Philly smells like pee. Smells like pee.
I remember.
Hold on, King Genocide. It smells like piss and old motherfucking gyro meat and motherfucking cheese whiz. Smells like old ass cheese whiz in goddamn Philly.
Cheese steak.
The fuck? They use cheese whiz, bro. They don't even use cheese. They use the motherfucking cheap ass shit that they put on the motherfucking nachos at the motherfucking movie theater. That if you don't eat in 5 minutes, you can choke yourself and die and go up there and meet your hero, White Jesus.
White Jesus.
Yeah, Irish and Italian still in the city. I heard it's an agent in Chinatown and pouring that fentanyl. Let me tell you something. The funny part is that whatever they producing, black people are gravitating to it.
Hustle smart. The best thing about that, here's what happens. I had to actually argue with another no knowledge having Negro on another panel when they were talking about, you know how the Negroes talk about, not to get too off subject, but like how anytime we talk about drugs, they always try to say it's other races' fault for us selling drugs, that old tired shit. And it's just like he was like, oh, they put the drugs in our neighborhood and then we sell it and all that. And I'm like, well, no, that's actually not what happens. We're the store drug front for every other race on the planet, for Hispanics and Asians especially. And I'm like, no, actually the Chinese and the Indians make precursor chemicals. Say it with me. I had to teach them. I was like, you know what a precursor chemical is, right? The chemicals that they need to make the components for the fentanyl and all the other stuff. They make them industrially and they make them on the North American continent. And those races of people like the Hispanics, give it to your black ass, and you willingly sell it to everybody in your people. So in that equation, you cannot blame anybody else. Okay. Because if I can't, no white or Asian man come to me with no type of drugs and say, you're going to sell this to your people. No, I have integrity. So that's what, so I had to explain that to him. So anyway, we unfortunately want to be the store drug front for the world for other races of people, and we we won't even try to step up in the distribution game. We won't even try to step up to like at least be the people that can supply precursor chemicals.
Hold that point for 1 second. This is a legit interjection. I had a conversation with my dumbass cousin the other day. I said, do you see the police is putting up all these cameras all on these streets, and y'all dumb niggas ain't still doing the same thing? Y'all standing out here in front of the same store that I was standing in front of 20, 30 years ago. All these cameras wasn't right here. All these motion sensors wasn't right here. They have evolved in their goddamn way of trying to lock you up and record you now. You get what I'm saying? Because they got this bad reputation of locking up everybody. Now they coming in there with full. They gonna sit up there and watch you sit up there and run your ass to the car with the pants hanging off your ass. You know what I'm saying? At this store. You know what I'm saying? And they got the evidence and the drugs to lock you up. Continue, First Rifleman.
Yeah, and so that's the thing that I want black folks to realize is that we do not like to update or at least go outside of our quote unquote comfort zone for nothing. Like, so that's why it's just like I see this sad state of affairs and it's embarrassing. But you can't convince these Negroes or just try to show them this. Like, you're a pawn. Like, if you're gonna be hustling, don't hustle backwards. I learned that from like folks like you, Hustle Smart. Like, if at least you gonna hustle and do this stuff, don't do it backwards. You know what I'm saying? Because there's not plenty, but there's some black men that go out there, do their stuff, and they're able to evolve their systems and operations, and they kind of live happily ever after. But the vast majority cannot. They can't innovate. I don't know what it is. Well, I do know what it is, but it's just like really sad. So anyway, so
hold on. But do you know? Do you want to know why they don't evolve from the street shit?
Please enlighten me.
Because one thing that Brandon says all the time, that niggas don't like responsibility. They don't want to have no other responsibility of me going to buy the drugs. I cut it up and sit out here and sell it. See, when you go into distribution, you have to go into the mind of like a manager. You're a manager at that point. Niggas like, oh, no. I'll sit up here and just take all the, do it all by myself. So even when it comes to selling drugs, we have a selfish mentality. We have a I'm doing good in the dope game, fuck what everybody else doing, because we so cutthroat. If we tell another black person how to survive in the dope game, that black person to turn around and goddamn put the clamps on us. So we can't even be nice to each other. So it's definitely no honor amongst thieves. You get what I'm saying, America? Right? And on top of that, them niggas love ratchet pussy. Them niggas love ratchet pussy and crackheads, bitches that just. Let me tell you something. It would be this thing in the hood, y'all, when I was out there selling drugs, and we would love to catch a bitch that we sitting out there like, man, she's snooping around the trap. She kind of watching a little bit. She around here too much. She gonna end up getting on that shit. We all be making bet like, who gonna be the first one to fuck her? See, nobody fucks the Pookie from New Jack City girlfriend crackhead, but the one that's fresh, niggas be at her like a virgin. So, you know what I'm saying? That thing, cheap pussy and street recognition is what niggas goddamn don't want to give up, because when you go up to a higher level, you dealing with either you're dealing with the supplier are the producer, and those people don't talk like niggas on the block. They do not talk like niggas in Philly, Vanessa Johnson.
They
Niggas
talk
barely
about
can goddamn
margins.
saying they all words all the damn time and calling everybody net. And I'm gonna tell you something, American Fresh Right. She said the way you thinking is some New Jersey way of thinking. Just to let you know, she said that's some New Jersey logic. That ain't no Philly logic. You know what I'm saying? So I'll let you address that, my brother.
Well, see, the thing about the difference between Philly dudes and Jersey dudes is that Jersey dudes, we go everywhere around the tri-state areas. Philly dudes just stay in Philly because when they go to New York and they go to Jersey and stuff, they get snuffed out, man. I don't know what it is. Jersey dudes can go to, I think Baltimore, they kind of snuff them out, but they can go all these other places and be fine. So it just speaks to the level of intelligence I think people from New Jersey have compared to people from Philly. That's just what I've seen. Yeah, so bad.
So she say that she's from Jersey too, but she repping Philly. Now I stayed in
That
New
don't
Jersey
make no
too.
sense, but go ahead.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, Vanessa. I stayed in New Jersey myself. I went to school in Manchester High, Ocean Township. You get what I'm saying? And I'm telling you,
You around the crackers.
New Jersey people never represents Philly. Never. So you sit
They'll
up there.
rep New York. They'll rep New York City, but they will never rep Philly. They'll never rep Philly.
Never rep Philly. Never. I know that for a fact from being up there. Just something about it. New Jersey would rep New York, but they would not rep Philly. But you over
and them
there
motherfuckers do not, and New York niggas do not like us, and we still try to be like them.
But Vanessa Johnson, she like the Starburst candy, bro. She actually from Maryland, shawty. She actually from Maryland. She like a Starburst candy, man. You open to get this one piece. It's from Maryland. You get the next color. It's from New Jersey. You get the next color, which is a lemon flavor, which is the worst flavor is, and that's the Philly flavor. But shout out to Mr. Sandman. He made his way out of it. But she all over the motherfucking place. What part of Maryland are you from, Miss Vanessa Johnson? She said that she lived in several states. She rep them all. Yeah. You counterfeit like a motherfucker, man. You counterfeit.
I don't hustle smart. Like, I don't rep New Jersey. I just ain't gonna lie and not tell people where I'm from. So I say I'm from New Jersey, so I don't even rep Jersey because I hate the place. I hated it since I was a kid. Right. Only place I will rep is Georgia because I live there, and Oregon because I live there. Other than that, I don't rep no other places.
I couldn't stand Jersey, man. I was up there. It was
it's a shithole.
Yeah, just too cold and off that river. I was over there by Asbury Park, and it was right off that river, man. It was just so goddamn cold and miserable. And the one thing about Jersey that I did not like it was that when it was cold, it reminded me of like the old Western with the tumbleweed. It was just so quiet and eerie. It was just so eerie. It's even worse. Quiet.
It's even worse around like Bayonne and places like that by the water and stuff. It's horrible. I used to play football in high school around those places, and yeah, we used to dread playing in those places. It was bad. Jersey is just like, it's just an extension of New York City. It's just where a suburb of New York City. That's literally all it is. Look, my part where I live or whatever. It was just, I don't know. It's just New Jersey is lame as fuck. It's just lame as fuck.
Well, you know that when a lot of people get money in New York, they don't want to pay them high tax. They all moved to upstate New Jersey. You know what I'm saying? Where the up part, the rich part of New Jersey. They all stay over there. They'll migrate. They got the trains that run straight from there to New York. You know what I'm saying? So they rather do that than to stay in New York because New York is just ridiculous high.
Bigger shithole.
Boy, I'm talking about
expensive shithole.
I'm talking about the worst, man. You know what? It just shows me that a person like me personally, I think anybody that stays in New York is got mental issues.
It depends on like what you're doing there. Okay, like prime example, if you're a media executive or a tech executive, New York all day. You get the money to earn the place. You're gonna, be in a nice area. So I get that. But dog, if you working at the airport,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
no, bro, you better all move it out of state, go somewhere else.
Yeah, that's the funny part. That's the funny part about it. You get what I'm saying? And that's one thing that I agree with Brandon about. What they were saying about how they focusing on the Latinos, and the reason why they focus, it's funny to hear black people talk, but black people don't understand that they practice group economics. So that means that three families will sleep in the same house, and they'll have some type of order. You get what I'm saying? And they could afford a $2,000 a month house. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And they can sit up there and they'll still be working, folding clothes. You'll be like, how the hell they afford that? Because they have a system in place.
Mm-hmm.
They don't hate each other.
Yep. And hustle smart. And that's the thing about it is like they're literally using the tried and true building blocks of a tax base or building a city or just a place to live. It's literally that's how it starts every time. Have a whole bunch of poor people going to this place, doing productive stuff, whether they're producing something or whatever. They go there, a lot of hardships, and then after about 20 years, people will start seeing the local government and the people will start seeing the tangible benefits from that hard groundwork that the people laid before them. And Hispanics are just are adept at doing that wherever they go. So that's why the white man or the people at the top they crunched the numbers, they looked at everything, and they said, yeah, let them in because they're not gonna, it might not be like the best, like pristine place, like quote unquote, well, like how the white people did it, but they're gonna have foreign families, they're gonna work, and we're gonna have a tax base at the end of the day. The rest of these folks, like the white folks, they don't want to have kids, and black folks, they off at each other. You know what I'm saying? So of course they're gonna focus on the demographic that's doing something.
Right. And then on top of that, they're going to make it easy. See, right now, they're going to tell you that you got to make 3 times the rent. But see, once they're going to see them Latinos, the Latinos going to be like, well, we got 3 families going to move here. And it ain't going to be no lie when they say that. It's going to be actually 3 families living in there. Probably be some more. You get what I'm saying?
And the rent is going to be there every month.
And they're going to offer some type of service. See what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, black people, and I'll say this to anybody, I don't care who it is, Latinos are easier to work with. It's just the way that it is. They're mild-mannered, they're hard-working, and when they show up to work, they want to bring somebody else. They want to bring somebody else. They're going to be asking the supervisor at lunch. Is there something else you need? My wife can do that. One thing about Latinos that they got over us, that they fucking network everybody in their family.
They learn that from me.
One last thing too is that compared to everybody else, they are the most coachable people. That's a big complaint they have about us because black folks can be just as hardworking and industrious as them. But I think the big thing that, from what I heard from like white folks, Hispanics, or whatever, is that other people are more coachable than us. We do not like to listen and take instruction.
No, the thing is, it's the ugly truth that the society is picked on, and the matrix is picked on people. So people, the ugly truth, they don't want to accept it. And when people talk about the ugly truth, whether it be systemic, whether it be self-inflicted or inflicted through the boss and the employee, it's there and it exists. And it's a thing. And it's not an easily solvable thing. But
let me ask you this, King.
Hold on. Give me 15 seconds to try to give people the water through that. Like Bruce Lee said, water can flow, it can crash, be water, my friend. So as you're going through these things and you got liquid assets and physical assets, you see what I'm saying? And in this monetary system, we're going into with the Bitcoin and then the CD, it's a lot of shit. It's a lot of shit that's going on.
Now,
yeah.
are you done?
Yes. Yeah.
All
No.
right.
No. Because you about to have me a comprehensive question. Trust me.
No, you good. I asked a little late. I'm gonna answer
No.
this question right
I
here.
want to hear now. I want to hear now.
No. This is more serious right here. Logic only say Latinos stay graping each other underage children. They certainly hate each other, but their backbone is not like black people. No. Let me reiterate what you said. Logic only. Latinos, they promote young girls. Fuck it, that's just an American thing. Putting the age on whatever. They raise they women up at an early age to serve the man, because that's how they're gonna preserve their race. See, it ain't no. See, when it comes to self-preservation, the only people that got some rules with that shit is us. Latinos is self-preservation by any means necessary. That's why a Latino can come to the border. Shout out to Ant in the building. That's why Latinos can go to the border and hand their baby off to a police officer and then leave. That person ain't sitting up there thinking about, well, where my baby's gonna go. That Latino is thinking in their brain is that as long as my child is with me, that child is gonna suffer. So the only thing I can do for my child to live and for my self-preservation of my family name and my family survival is to get that kid up at the border. See, we think that that's evil, but as a Latino, as a person going from Guatemala, they thinking that the best place to be is in America for that child. Because they know in America, we love the kids. Like Martin Lawrence say, we love the kids. So that's why, hold on, King Genocide. That's why they're going to win as a people, because they make those tough decisions. See, to us, we sit up here like, well, we ain't going to marry no, 14 and 15 years old. They already got her wife and husband planned out. And when I say Latino people, I'm talking about Guatemalans and all that. They're coming from a system, and they're thinking is like this. They're thinking like, if I get to the United States, we see the way the white people treat the blacks. We see the way the black people treat the whites. We see the way all these other people walking on eggshells. We can corner the market if we just deal with each other. One thing, shout out to Ant in the building. One thing that I want to ask Ant, and one thing I want to see is what Ant is going to say about this. The reason why Latinos would never lose, because Latinos never get tired of eating tacos. I'm talking about as simple as that. They never get tired of eating tacos. And ain't nobody else selling them but cheap, but them. Even when you go to a black person that's selling some fucking burrito tacos mixed with some Roman noodles, mixed with some carrots and some goddamn sheep balls or whatever the fuck, they're trying to charge you $20, $25. They overpricing something that's simple. Latinos shop with each other first. So they're gonna win regardless, because they have the numbers and they don't mind living with each other. Black people don't even want to live next door to each other. Talking about living in the same house with a pecking order. And on top of that, they're not as overly sexualized as we are. Because they already put in this construction man, he got his son. He raised his son up to be a construction worker, or he raising his son up to be a landscaper. Then the other lady got a daughter. She's matching her daughter up with that so she can do cook, clean, or whatever. They already building. They building a power couple without the entertainment. The only time we see black people as an entertainer, a power couple, they entertainers. What you say, Ant? Come on in the building, bro.
Yo, what's going on, man?
What's going on, man? I'm frustrated, bro.
I can tell, bro. I'm out here about to do this night shit, that trucker shit, man. But I mean, I only been listening for the last like 10 minutes. I jumped in earlier, but I couldn't listen at that time. But I would say it depends on what Latinos you're talking about, because the ones I like what you're saying right now, I know exactly which ones you're talking about, and that's true. Some of them do have arranged marriages, and they could go eating Mexican food for the rest of their life. They'll never have to eat any type of American kind of food, and they're gonna be good. You know what I mean? But it really depends on who you're talking about. Because if you're talking about like, Puerto Ricans and Dominicans, that's a little bit different.
Yeah, you might well call them niggas.
For real, yeah, because I realized something about those type of Latinos is they're kind of comfortable, and people might get offended by this, but they're kind of comfortable being at the bottom.
Yeah.
They don't really, people say that about black people, but that's not true. I feel like a lot of black Americans want to compare themselves to white Americans, so they're never satisfied with where they're at. Even people who actually are putting in work, they're never satisfied because they keep comparing themselves, to people who've had a 400-year head start, or maybe even a 2,000, you know what I'm saying, like year head start. But Latinos, they're coming from these islands where it's just straight up poverty. So when they come over here, it's kind of like, oh, well, the hood over here is a step up from the island I just came from. So they're kind of like whatever. And maybe one of the family members might actually become like a nurse or a doctor. But at least where I live, I'm going to tell you right now that the Latinos ain't really doing shit. I'm not going to lie, bro. Like, they're not really doing that much. But like Mexicans out in Cali, yeah, they're putting in work. And in Miami, the Venezuelans out there and the Cubans, they're putting in a lot more work than I see the Dominicans and Puerto Ricans over here putting in.
In Connecticut, right?
Yeah, even in New York.
Connecticut Latinos is niggas.
They're pretty practically, bro. Like you can't really tell like you really can't. Like they just look like, some of them like just light-skinned black people, and then some of them don't even speak Spanish anymore. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like it's a different like dynamic. You know what I mean?
I'm with you. So now now this is the thing. Now, see, now they people like to talk about. See, let me tell you something. I do not condone nobody fucking with nobody, whatever. But what I'm telling you is that I would rather, you know what I'm saying? I just have this thing about our people that if we don't practice nepotism and we don't promote exclusivity, you get what I'm saying? Is eventually we're gonna die out. So my question to you, Ant, is this: if we're so quick to include everybody, if we're so quick to love everybody, but everybody else is practicing group economics and being exclusive, then how can we survive as a people? We talk about, now I'm already the doom and gloom guy straight up. They're just straight up. I just think it's over with for us. But what I'm saying is that we're the only ones that's reaching out. And then the people that do decide to fuck with a black person, you know what I'm saying? They only use the black, it's like a fetish thing. And then it's like a few of them that marry and whatever, but it's a confusion thing because the difference is in our culture, you know what I'm saying? If, like, say for instance, you get a daughter and she got a white dude. Now you're gonna make sure, as a father, you're gonna make sure nobody don't treat the white dude bad. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be a part of the family. But that's not the way it is on his side. See, he can't have that conversation with all his family members saying, treat her fair, treat her like a queen or whatever. See what I'm saying? Well, I'm just trying to tell, even when it's interracial, the black people, you know what I'm saying, pushes the inclusive acceptance of other people more than another race will. So how can we win as a black people like that, Ant? How can we win?
I'm gonna say, like, eventually what's gonna end up happening, in my opinion, is more of these groups that come over here. I'm saying, like, more of these groups that come over here is gonna be the better, because they're gonna start showing black Americans that they don't fuck with them. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna keep being like, it's gonna get worse and worse and worse as the numbers. Because like the difference is, like, Latinos, they'll kind of tolerate, black people for the most part, but Indians and the Chinese, they're getting their numbers up. Like, especially Indians over here, they're getting their numbers up. And my thing is, I feel like eventually they're just gonna be telling people to their face, like, look, we don't like you. No, you can't, marry my daughter. It's gonna be so blatant that eventually it's gonna get to a situation where they're gonna be forced to kind of, black people are gonna be forced to work with each other. That's what I think is gonna end up happening. I don't think they're gonna be extinct. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna get to a situation where people are gonna start going back to their own people. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Okay, now let me size that up. I'm glad you hopped on to this because this is good. This is good right here because this is where I'm finna put us that we're gonna end up being like the motherfucking Palestine. So even your what you feel right, and I agree with what you're saying. But what I'm trying to tell you that if black people are forced to all of a sudden deal with each other because everybody else is now they telling us. You know what I'm saying? Now they the badasses on the block. Now we're the third and now we the fourth minority. And then we get to the point to be like, okay, now we got to go ahead and work together. How far will we be behind when we finally realize, Ant? How far behind will we be when we realize that nobody really want to fuck with us?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think black people are doing as bad as you might think. But
No.
I
I
mean,
think we're doing
I'll
good.
say this. Yeah, I say this. I think that I've been thinking about this lately, and I feel like Black Americans specifically, they have a position in America that almost like it's weird in a way. It's like the political game is on lock. Like, let's be honest. Like, black people do got a lot of political power. They just use it for to coon out. You know what I'm saying? But they had we got the LA mayor black, NYC black, Chicago, some of the biggest cities in the country. And then you go to DC, it's like there's black politicians all throughout. Maryland, the governor is a black man. So my thing is, I'm like, there is definitely a lot of political power that Latinos don't have. Latinos have the numbers, but they're not really as interested in the politics like that. And I feel like black people got that unlocked. And even the victim mentality, black people got that unlocked too. Like, that's a whole market in itself. I'm gonna do a video about that soon. But that's a whole market in itself where you got the victimhood shit, like the Tariq Nasheeds and the Umar Johnson. That's a whole market. You know what I'm saying? Like the Michi X and the Sonetta and all that.
Right.
Latinos don't have that. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like I feel like a system has been created in America for Black Americans. Where other black people could come and tap into it, start talking about black empowerment and shit, and make some money. You know what I mean? So. I mean, yeah. I don't know if that answered your question.
No. That answered my question perfectly because it gonna make my point to this right here, y'all. See, Ant don't put itself in a one-way street with nowhere to turn. Now let me tell y'all something.
We're gonna see.
What Ant said is 100% correct. But what he just gave y'all example of is like almost like a government program like food stamps. They're getting some out of it, but we're not getting any power. We got all these black politicians, like he said, but nothing ain't changing for black people. You get what I'm saying? So you have people with positions of power, but the power is not trickling down to the people. Even when you have those black politicians that get in office, they talk about power to the people. They don't talk about power for black people. They're not using their
Oh
political.
no. Hey, Hustle Smart. No, they'll be like black people or whatever, and then as soon as it comes time, like people of color.
Yeah. People in color, the black and brown coalition, pecan tan, rainbow colors, you know what I'm saying, butterscotch, goddamn ice cream and shit. And we need to love everybody, and everybody's equal. That's what happens. So what Ant said,
let me ask you this then. Let me ask you this. Those
Go
people
ahead.
that say that, both of y'all can answer this question. Those people who say that, do y'all generally think they believe that? Or do you think if you actually had a conversation with them off air, off the record, you'll probably be like, oh, this is a cool dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you'll probably be like, oh, this person's not really like you think. Do y'all think they're actually like that?
But then at that point, and you know what? I agree with you. If he had that conversation, the first thing I'm gonna do is bust him in his motherfucking face with the yopper, because that means he a fake nigga and he's a fuck nigga. So that means that behind the motherfucking door, you sit up there and talk that nigga shit. You talk about that real shit. You talk about how we down and out. You talk about how the Latinos is outnumber us and how everything is going to all the programs is for them. But then when you get out there on the forefront, how you vote, where your vote lied for policies, for change, for benefits, for support. It's not directed at the same person you just had the conversation with behind motherfucking closed doors. So
Yeah,
that
I'm
is
gonna
a
tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why that is, though. I'm gonna come back with something. I believe that after what slavery took, there's a lot that slavery took, right, from the Africans who came here. But one of the things they really cut black people off from is the merchant culture, right? So black Americans basically are a worker class. Like we don't really, some of us do. Like my father had a business and everything, but it's like we don't have that mindset of entrepreneurship or working. So the problem is when somebody gets into politics and becomes governor or whatever, they could get in and get the vote, but when they're looking for donations from the black community, they don't get it. We don't have like organizations that can say, yo, we're gonna put $1 million behind you and you're gonna fight for this. We don't do that. So we just vote for them and leave them alone, and then they're kind of sitting there like, okay, well, I need money. So this Latino group came to me and they lobbied or whatever, and they said, hey, we're gonna give you $2 million, push this LGBT shit or the LGBT community. We don't. That's one thing that we have not done. We have not like used like our organizations to put money behind candidates and get them elected. Even look at that Marcel Dixon dude in South Carolina. Like, yeah, he was a little crazy, but the dude only raised like 20K, and his opponent raised like $2 million. And you know the Clyburn guy, so he's getting all that white money, that white American money. They're giving him money. So at the end of the day, usually the people who get the most donations wins the elections, and they're gonna be kind of like, those are my constituents. I have to do what they say. Like Stacey Abrams, she over here talking about abortion is birth control. She's saying that shit because there's a lot of groups that are giving her money. You know what I mean? And a lot of men on YouTube, let's be honest, bro, they just on YouTube talking. They not trying to do shit. They all about, oh, I'm going to Africa. They don't give a shit about politics over here. They won't even run for office. So I mean, go ahead.
I want to push back on a couple things. Go ahead. Sorry.
go
All right,
ahead, wife.
I'm done.
Okay, the first thing, which most of what you're saying, I rock with. The only thing I'll push back just a little bit. There's always been like a black merchant class, or always been black people that have been in proximity to like the business community. There's always been a black entrepreneur all throughout, even when most of us was slaves. You know what I'm saying? And also even today, even more so, we have a lot of independent, earners, to where like, yes, it's not cultural. Like a lot of like Asians, they got more of an industrious and entrepreneurship culture, like Asians and stuff like that. That's kind of embedded in them. All we got to do is just change the culture a little bit, and that's it. So we'd be just as strong. But I don't really think like what you said about like us like not being entrepreneurs. I'm not really gonna rock with it. Yeah, I think you're half right on that. So that's the only thing, and you can push back if you want. And the second thing I'm gonna disagree with is what did you say? What was the last thing you said? I'm sorry, I had a brain fart.
Bro, I don't even.
Oh, the
Oh
voting,
no, I'm
voting,
just saying
voting.
we got
Oh, the voting,
yeah.
the voting.
Yeah.
Oh, the like the thing about voting, or the men voting and stuff like that, is like, you got to remember, Democrats and women have the black vote on lock, because for one, women, they participate more than black men. That's number one. They show up, and also two, the political party, most of their policy positions benefit women. So obviously they're going to go towards that. And unfortunately, we're simps. We got the Winter Soldier simp chip in our brains to simp for women by default. So that's just where that is. So it's just like where the women vote goes, that's where the black male vote's going to go. Now we're breaking off. Like, men are waking up and they're voting more conservative, because they're finding out that's more along with male interest. So or interest in stuff like that. So that's really what it is. So I can understand why a black man would just say, like, screw the American political process and I'm going to Africa, because unless if you're not like me, I work within the Republican Party because that benefits me. Like, I'm going to become a business owner soon and stuff like that. So that benefits me. So I'm going to fight that good fight. But a lot of men, like, if I live in like Detroit or a place like or like Atlanta or something, you're kind of wasting your time. You're better off moving, or you know what I'm saying, at least another place that's more conservative, or going to Africa. But that's just my.
Now let me bring it on home. See, this is the only thing that actually he kind of he didn't contradict himself. He actually made my point. See, he said that I have to agree with him on far as the party class. And shout out to LA Thorn and the LA Thorn, the Martian in the building, man. Shout out to you, my brother, for coming through. Make sure y'all smash that like button. Y'all know that cash out at the top, and I need y'all niggas money. I need it like a cancer patient losing weight. You get what I'm saying? Now, the reason why Ant made my point when he said what he said about the working class or the industrial class is because we don't have group economics. We don't practice group economics. That's why the Latinos is gonna win whenever they decide to back a candidate. Because Latinos have a certain type of a pecking order where they would love to say, hey, we're going to donate. All of us is going to donate $1. You get what I'm saying? And then if all Latinos donate $1, that person got 100 million just like that. You can't convince black people to give $1 to nothing unless it's some motherfucking jokes behind it.
It's got a Jordan symbol on it.
Some motherfucking nigga shit behind it. Some motherfucking bitches shaking their ass behind it. Some niggas out here dancing, goddamn with their pants hanging down on some thug shit, some gang shit, some murder shit. That's what we support. Most black people don't give a fuck about politics. That's why it's easy for them to come up with a bullshit narrative every 2 to 4 years and get the black vote, and then they go back to business as usual. So you're right, Ant. It will not be some type of party or some type of industrial party within black people if those politicians can give out some grants or some business, because it doesn't exist. But it damn sure exists with the Latinos. It damn sure exists with them.
Well, let me say this. Let me push back.
Hold on. This is the last thing. Because what I'm saying is that they're raising their kids up to perform a service. Our kids are being raised up to be selfish. Go ahead, my brother.
This is why I push back on the merchant thing. What I mean by the merchant thing, I'm not saying that we don't have businesses. I'm not saying there ain't black businesses. What I'm saying is merchant, meaning like you're selling something original that you created, that's yours. Right. Like, and the thing is, the only thing I could think about that black Americans may have is the music. But even that, it's kind of like everybody can kind of take it. There's nothing that's original where you're like, this is ours. We're gonna provide. Like, let's be honest. Most people
they already don't sold it, Ant.
But that's what I mean. So like other cultures, they have something where it's like, yo, this is ours, and people will buy it. Not only their people are gonna buy it, but other people, like Mexican food. I eat Mexican food. I'm not Mexican, but I don't see a lot of Mexicans in soul food places or Jamaican places. I don't see that. But when I go into Jamaican places, I might see some white people though. You know what I mean? They'll eat that food. But what I mean is, even when I was in Florida, I saw nothing but Jamaican businesses all over the place. They had Jamaican restaurants. Not only that, they got into the transportation where they have Jamaican owned trucking companies for those restaurants. I've never seen a soul food truck that's going to deliver food to a soul food restaurant. I've never seen that.
Let me interject real quick. You know where they get that? You know who serves the soul food places?
Who?
White establishment, Cisco,
U.S. Cisco, U.S. Foods, Performance Food Service, all those
PYA Monarch. I can name them to you. That's where they get their food from. But see, you actually, I don't know how, if that's your goddamn definition of pushback, you just agreed with me.
Yeah, let me finish though. Let me finish. So what I mean is, I'm not even disagreeing with you though. What I'm saying is,
you said pushback.
I'm pushing back on rifle. I'm pushing back on rifleman a little bit.
Okay, got
so what I mean is, okay, so I mean, like, for example, you got Italians, they'll come over here, they'll sell cannolis, and, you know what I'm saying, they'll sell pasta and olive oil and stuff like that. Like, that's a commodity that comes from their country that they can sell, not just to Italians, but to Americans who want to buy it, and same goes with other cultures. What I'm saying is black Americans don't have that. You know what I mean? It's kind of like there's soul food, but a lot of people, they're not opening up those soul food. And just like you said, Cisco will go to the Black American restaurants, and nobody got the mindset to say, you know what, I know a couple people that's in the trucking industry. You know, let's put something together where we're the ones delivering the shit. Nah, it's like they're not thinking like that, and I'm just like, so when
Niggas
I
don't
brought
like
that
working
up,
with each other.
yeah, and what I mean is, it's like the merchant shit connects to the politics, and that's where the disconnect is. They're not connecting to the politicians, but Latinos, not all, because most of the people I know that's Latino, they don't give a shit about politics either. But it's the few that actually do, that's actually kind of advocating for them.
What I'm saying is that they have the numbers. So what I'm saying is that if you get a politician of a Latino descent and they say we're for Latinos, Latino support in high numbers. Not only see black people, we support on the internet, we support on Instagram. We get bitches with putting their booties on the pole, and you got gay faggot niggas out here talking about no vote, no vote. No, oh my God, no voting, no bucking. You
That's
get what
your
I'm
boy,
saying?
right? That's your boy.
Boy, that's just, let me tell y'all something, man. Let me segue to pause. This is a pause. This is a pause moment. Straight from goddamn Boondocks with Riley and goddamn Riley as the chairman. I was at the Atlanta airport. This is on my mama's, daddy's, and my ratchet ass grandmama's grave. Cause when I got the story about my grandmama was ratchet as fuck. That's on all three of their graves. I was at the airport. So I'm going in line and my stuff coming out. Who is behind me in some tight ass jogging pants? Is motherfucking Saucy Santana with his big silverback, no neck. This nigga got on eyelashes 12 inches long. This nigga got on 18-inch fingernails. You know what I'm saying? Big as fuck. Big as fuck. I'm talking about back bigger than the front door. You get what I'm saying? And this nigga is trying his hardest to talk like a female. But the nigga breathes like a dude. You know what I'm saying? You can just tell when you're trying to talk with a high voice, you actually, if you're not naturally meant to talk with a high voice, you're actually cutting off your windpipes. So when it's time for this, hey, I'm telling you, this boy had me dying in there, man. Man, my son was like, "What are you laughing about?" I said, "Cause this nigga is about to kill himself trying to talk like a bitch." But when he started goddamn caught his breath, that nigga was over there like a hungry junkyard dog. He was breathing like this. But when he started talking, this nigga said, I'm talking about this nigga's finna kill himself. And you know what I'm saying? And it was just sad to see because everybody was looking at him and the nigga just started sweating. This nigga ain't got no neck to save his life. It's like somebody snatched this neck, threw it all the way to Zimbabwe and hid it in a mine 50 feet deep and goddamn did explosive with coconuts and motherfucking goddamn bamboo and shit. He has none. Everybody was staring at him. And the girl, of course, black women, the black bitches he was with, they put their arms around him and walked with him. I tell y'all, the number one, the demise of the black community is going to come from the people who speaking for the black community, and that's black women. Black women entertain that faggot shit. They support the faggot shit. But the funny part is that these niggas don't flip it around and now they competing against the black woman. Now they trying to tell black women that you ain't got black women on lockdown. You know
But
what I'm
that's part of
saying?
my argument, though. That's part of my argument with when I said you got dudes that's complaining, but then when you ask them, okay, what you doing? Well, I'm going to Africa. It's like, okay, so you going to Africa, you going to leave America for black women, because that's what's happening. You leaving America. You got dudes going to Thailand and shit, Africa, whatever. And it's like you're leaving America for the black woman to rule. That's just what it is. And I mean, if you're talking about it's going to be doomed, it's going to be because of, black men not trying to go like for example, like black women have their own channels, right? But they only really market to each other. They don't give a shit about black men. But you go to black men channels, they include women in all their shit. It's like they get them on the panels, they give them, you know, airtime. You know what I'm saying? They get the voice or whatever. But they don't do the same shit for the men. So my
Oh
thing
yeah.
is that's the issue right there. Not saying they can't be on a panel, but it's like my point is there got to be conversations where it's like this is just a men conversation and you just not in it
No, you
because
speaking the
they
truth.
got that.
You speaking the truth. See, this is how I know you came in on 10 minutes. Before you even came on, I did a whole 15, 20-minute spiel on Cynthia G rhetoric and Tanya TKO rhetoric, all that stuff. They don't include black men in nothing but at the bottom of the list. But you still got simp. See, that's what I'm telling you. These simp protectors that giving shelter for these hoes. See, you got simp niggas that giving protection for these hoes that don't give a fuck about niggas. That be the weirdest shit to me, that these females sit up there and tell you, abort black men babies. Black men ain't shit. They're conquered and everything. And you still got some old simp niggas sitting up there talking about, but yeah, we still got to protect them though. That shit sound dumb as fuck. That shit sounds dumb to me. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to LA Thorne in the building. Now, let me tell y'all something. I appreciate Ant trying to get pushed back, but he actually made my point than what I made earlier before he jumped on. So he don't even know that he made my point. That what I was saying was that when they decide to jump into the political arena, they have the numbers and they also have a structure to want to work together. And the black people, how hard would it be, Ant, for a black person to be like, we're gonna get this 800 square meters building, a 900, something small, and we're just gonna put nothing but freezers in here, and this freezer gonna be for this business, this freezer gonna be for that bed, and this freezer gonna be for this building, and just start working it the way to build something, but we ain't got no pot to put it in. Because who's gonna watch the money? Who's gonna be in charge? Black people gonna be worried about who's getting the most pussy. Who's getting the most bitches? Latino people do not operate like that. They operate on a pecking order. You'll have the dumbest nigga sitting up there talking about, man, I do all the work. I should be in charge. You get what I'm saying? Like, the way that it works in my family with my kids, whoever makes the best decision does that job. It doesn't matter what it is. So that's how we operate. So I'm trying to teach my kids different to not be individualists. Shout out to LA Thorne in the building, man. Come on with your rhetoric, bro. Speak to the people.
Hey, House of Smart, I just want to say thank you for having me on, man.
No problem.
I just want to expand on what I said, what I said in the chat. Like, I follow Ireland, Irish entrepreneurs. There's a podcast I follow, the Irish Success Podcast, and he has every so often entrepreneurs, all different kinds of, businesses. The dude's originally from Poland, but he immigrated from Poland to Ireland, and he has a roofing company and all that. But I remember one of the guests that he had on. I forgot the guy's name, but the guy was explaining like how Ireland has like these entrepreneur offices where you can where certain they allow you to hash out a business plan depending on if it's good or if it's feasible or viable. You can actually get federal, I wouldn't say federal, but from the government, funding. You can also get private funding for it too, depending on and you can grow your business, and it's very entrepreneur friendly. The fact that they have low, corporate tax, and depending on if you live there or not, like depending on how often you live there, they actually have quite low tax, like as far as remittance tax, right? Like say for instance, ballpark, like say for instance, the tax rate is 50%, right? but you say you live in, say, England, or if you live in, say, Germany. If you just need, if you send like say $500,000 over to Ireland, just to, say for instance you need 500,000 to live, you're essentially getting like 250,000, because of tax rate, but it's at a lower tax rate than say if you were just living in Germany. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But what you were saying is kind of true, because in say a lot of African American communities, you have no like entrepreneurial spirit,
None.
and you're one of the exceptions. I'm pretty sure America First Rifleman, who looks like he's getting ready for QRF or whatever.
Finna kill a bitch. Finna kill a motherfucker.
Well, I mean, he reminds me of what I used to wear for QRF and shit. But anyway,
don't he remind you of a black Magnum PI?
No, he reminds me of a black. He reminds me of a black guy from the Hurt Locker. But
I think I know you're talking about. Go ahead.
But it also goes to something I found out years and years ago, but I recently came back to him into my head. Black Americans, for whatever reason, hold up the absolute worst of the worst for examples. Take George Floyd, for example, right?
Right.
Like I shit you the fuck not. I even said this on another panel. The motherfucker, his brother, sworn testimony in court, said the motherfucker George Floyd didn't know how to boil water.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you this is the same guy that BLM and all these activists and all these pro-blacks burned multiple cities for, looted and rioted for a motherfucker who couldn't make ramen noodles.
A retarded meth head that fuck with white bitches.
Not only that, but even the coroner, both the state and the private coroner admitted that in their reports that there was no physical evidence that he was killed by Derek Chauvin's knee, which was more on his freaking top of his shoulders than his neck. It was due to the fact that he ingested nearly 4 times the lethal amount to kill a human in fentanyl.
Listen, L.A. Thorne. It's shocking that we're agreeing 100% on this shit. You get what I'm saying? But it's the thing of it is that you can give anything you can give some dog shit to black people as a sacrificial lamb. They will take it like, well, this some holy dog shit right here. This dog shit was touched by the Lord. You get what I'm saying? Like, if y'all should even watch some videos of George Floyd when he talked. This nigga damn near, he sound like Bubba Gump from off goddamn what the movie was with the white dude. Yeah. What the name of the movie?
Yeah, it was Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump. Yeah, Forrest Gump. Damn. He talked just like him. And then, the funny part was that I remember George Floyd when he first came to Atlanta. No, in Texas. He was a porn star.
Oh,
he
what?
Was on porn.
Who was dumb enough to fucking knock him? Fuck him. Like, seriously.
He was paid, like, you know what I'm saying? But he still had that statue. He was like 6'4", 6'6". So he was built like that when he was younger. You get what I'm saying? So if you go now, I'm not. Hey, I know all y'all is Christians and y'all were just reading y'all Bible. You know what I'm saying? About to turn to TD Jakes. Look at some memes by TD Jakes. But if y'all look at this brother, it's called Buddha Bang Production. He had George Floyd and this chick named Ashley Banks. You know what I'm saying? Don't ask me how I can remember people's names like that. You know what I'm saying? But George Floyd did 2 scenes. You get what I'm saying? And when he was talking, was calling him Big George. That was what they used to call him back then. You know what I'm saying? Pause. But you know what I'm saying? He did porno for Buddha Bang Production in the Habib show. You know what I'm saying? So he used to do porno when he was at his hay. You know what I'm saying? When he was playing ball or whatever. And now, you get what I'm saying? Then he just fell completely off because he got with it. Let me tell you something. If a dumb black person does not have structure, 9 out of 10 they're gonna end up on drugs. Because in our community, we kind of we look down on dumb people or whatever. But like white people will have a dumb family member, a retarded family. I know that word, people don't like that word. But a mentally challenged person, they'll keep that white person in the house, in the basement. They'll find a job for that white person to do. Black people, we selfish to the point that a person got to be all the way correct mentally, physically for us to deal with them on the long-term basis. So therefore, he was kind of shut out, and he still had the statue. So he gravitated to the drugs, and when he gravitated to the drugs, then most dumb drug addicts gonna deal with a dumb drug addict ass bitch, and he ended up dealing with a white girl. So at that point, he's on one of the worst drugs in America. He was on meth. Right now, meth is killing more people than fentanyl is creeping up now, but meth is the number one killer right now. It's worse than crack, and it's worse than heroin. And the only reason why it's worse than heroin because it's cheaper than heroin. You know what I'm saying? Like, it always reminds me back of New Jack City when G Money was like, the no doubt. And the good thing is the product is 30 to 40% cheaper, you know what I'm saying, than what the other brothers was selling. When Ice-T tried to come in or whatever, he was trying to snake them out. So, but what I'm saying is that meth is 30 to 40% cheaper than heroin. So it's become the drug of choice, and you ain't got to go all the way to Colombia to get it, L.A. Thorne. You ain't got to get no drug mules to come across the border, and you know what I'm saying? You could cook motherfucking goddamn meth up in a motherfucking garage playing goddamn aching breaking heart. Go ahead, L.A. Thorne.
Well, also wanted to say is that, like, granted, yeah, this can happen to anyone, but like, it kind of bothers me that it happens to black people more often. But people make dumb decisions. Like, I was watching this one police pursuit video, right? Actually, it was a body cam. This happened recently. This guy named Leonard Cure. He was, wrongfully convicted for armed robbery and I think firearm possession, right, in Florida. A nonprofit actually got him out of prison after 16 years. After 16 years for serving, after serving a life sentence, and he ended up getting like almost $900,000 in restitution. You could say reparations, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the guy was, this happened. He gotten out like maybe 4 years ago. He ends up buying this silver Dodge Ram. He passes a cop in Georgia doing like 100 miles an hour. The cop puts on the blues and twos and tries pull, and the guy is weaving in through traffic, doing over 100 miles an hour. He eventually pulls over. The cop, understandably, is kind of irate because because the guy was endangering, the other drivers and all that, doing 100 plus miles an hour, and the guy, ends up, getting out of the car after the cops' commands and all that, and he, is resisting arrest. He ends up getting tased twice, and he ends up getting shot and killed, after a struggle, with the cop. And this is all on, the dash cam and all that. And I'm like, this guy just threw away his his quote unquote reparations over some sort of dumb shit, because all he could have done, granted, it could have been, a jailable offense because he was recklessly driving and he was speeding, because that can be, a jailable offense in certain places. I'm not entirely sure if it applied to Georgia, but correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. But even if he spent like a night in jail or something like that because of him speeding or whatever and reckless driving, even if he just got a ticket in whatever regard, it was, getting a ticket is worth saving your life versus struggling with a cop and getting yourself shot and killed. Like, that $900,000 could have been his, daughter or his kids. I'm not sure if he had any kids, but their college fund. He could have been doing a business venture. Who knows what he could have done? He could have spent that 16 years, got himself a bachelor's degree, and could have gone to college for whatever else he was studying in jail. But the simple fact is that he blew his chance in life over some dumb shit.
That's a little unfair though, man, because you don't know what happened to him in prison. He could have got raped.
That's
Yeah,
I was
like
just about
all
to
types.
say that. Go ahead, Ed. Go ahead, Ed. Go ahead. Go ahead.
And
For real, though. No, I'm not trying to make excuses, but what I'm saying is,
I'm gonna let Ed do this because
let me say this.
16 years, bro. 16 years, bro. I'm telling you, bro. I was in there for 4, and I'm telling you, you talking about 16 years, bro. Unless you a shot caller, go ahead, Ed. I'll let you go ahead. Go ahead.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm gonna say this. I've never been to prison, right? But the thing is, I've seen I've watched the shows where people went to prison. I've thought about it. I'm like, damn, it gotta be rough, like hearing their stories and what goes on there. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is 16 years for something that I don't know. You said, did he do the crime or was he innocent? Because I saw that somewhere. It was like
he was wrongfully convicted.
okay, so that's even worse. So he's wrongfully convicted. Then he goes in there. That could have destroyed his mentality. Obviously, that's why he was speeding, acting crazy. And then, who knows what happened to him inside a prison. You know what I mean? So now he comes out. He's just like, he institutionalized. He don't know what. He just mentally should be in a mental hospital. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's not that I'm making excuses. Like, I'm just saying he's probably mentally, obviously, he's messed up. He shouldn't even be out on the street at that point.
Right. See, that's the one thing that's American right. That's why I let Ed go ahead and say what he said, because what he just said that if you would have, even though he's saying that he's not making an excuse, just stating the fact, that's what most people think anyway. But you cannot do it. Once a person is released, once a person is found not guilty, you just got to release them. There's no type of psychological evaluation of anything. If any of that stuff go on, he has to pay for it himself. That's the problem with somebody that done 16 years. So you right. LA Thorne, his whole brain is fucked up because he been in prison for 16 years for something that he know he ain't did. And now you got to fight these niggas. I'm telling you, when you go to prison, niggas throwing up gang signs at the door. LA Thorne, they throwing up gang signs at the door. I'm telling you, man, one of the worst things that I saw with black people when I went to prison is that some of these niggas deserve to be I'm talking about they operated mentally better in prison. LA Thorne, I was in the cell with a dude, man, and he told me straight up. He said, man, you know what? I just can't keep up with the rat race of society. This nigga don't kill. This is the last point I'm going to give it back to you, LA Thorne. This nigga killed 3 people. But in the prison, he's a motherfucking dorm orderly that sit up there and wax floors all night. All night, LA Thorne, with his shirt tucked in, with a goddamn hanker, with a towel, the towel in his back pocket so he can spray the ground and put that's what he do all night for 8 to 10 hours. Is to gloss the floor, and he is the most calmest person in the world.
I don't doubt you, but I also watched a video recently on Japanese prisons, right?
Oh yeah,
the Japanese, I've never been to prison in any place in the world, much less the United States or anything like that. But the way how the Japanese operate their prisons is like fucking built like the military, like boot camp. Like in solitary confinement, from what they were describing, is that you can't read a book, you can't freaking talk, you can't do shit except for sitting. And it's like either Indian style or freaking, or Japanese style, one of the two. But it's just crazy as hell. And I got, like I said, from the army, I got myself a bad knee, and I couldn't hack that.
See, but see, the thing about it is, see, let me explain that to you, LA Thorn. The only reason why they can do that to Chinese people and all that, because Chinese people, they used to squatting. You get what I'm saying? Like when you come from a squatting nation, you get what I'm saying? Like that's like we're like everything for Americans is about comfort. You get what I'm saying? We're not we eat until we can't eat. I mean, some niggas eat until they throw up. LA Thorn, you get what I'm saying? Like gluttony is big in America, but gluttony is not big in Africa. I mean, it's definitely not Africa. In China, in Japan,
I was talking about Japan, but
Japan, either one of those Asian countries, gluttony is not a big thing. So if you see a big Japanese, Chinese, Korean, whatever, that's an anomaly. Most of them are small and short. You get what I'm saying? So just like in the Russian prisons, for 8 hours for 8 hours a day, they have to be on their feet. They're on their feet walking around. They're not allowed to sit down. So you got one culture, which is Japan, they got to sit down the whole time, and you got the Russian culture where they got to stand up all the time. And now you got the Brazilian, the other prison forgot again. They have to run bit over the whole time.
I think you're talking about El Salvador.
El Salvador, there you go.
Yeah. But I know what you're talking about. You know, with all three.
So what I'm saying is that we can do none of that. I damn sure can't do it because I'm 6'3", 276 pounds. I'm looking on JJ's Fish and Seafood right now for the order me a goddamn fried chicken wing and fried goddamn tilapia plate.
Hey, save me some Mugu Gai Pan.
Yeah, but this is where we at in our thought process, to where you got prisoners that get out of prison. Prison change you. See the good thing about me, LA Thorn, is like I tell people, you know what I'm saying, American First Rifleman, that prison saved my life because I was death struck. I was death struck, meaning that if I was walking on the side of the street in LA Thorn and Ant, if y'all was crossing the street, I would give you one chance. I would cross the street away from you to get away from you. Now, if you walk back over there, I'm finna draw down on you. It's kill or be killed. So prison saved my life. And believe me, I almost killed the dude. You get what I'm saying? But I'm glad he didn't. My hair worrying about it, get my hair out. You get what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that prison saved my life because I went in there at 17. And when I got out, I was 21. So it was almost like college for me. You get what I'm saying? Like the rough college, but it was still college for me. I was in my wildest state. So when I got out of prison, I was ready to tackle the world, because what I saw, LA Thorn, is that I am smarter than 90% of the niggas in here. That's what I saw at 7. When I first went to prison, I saw at 17 years old that I was smarter than 90% of the niggas in here. That right there scared me. And by the time I got ready to get out of prison, I saw that some niggas function better in prison. So you got people that function better in prison. All of a sudden, you let them out back to the rat race. Now you gave them some money. They don't know how to maintain it.
And that kind of goes with, it doesn't matter whether you're in prison, coming from prison, or whether you're, born to wealth. Like if you look at, say, a family like the Vanderbilts, right?
Go ahead.
The Vanderbilts had the equivalent of several, $1 billion worth. Like I think it was like $100-something billion if in today's money.
I thought it was more than that. I thought it was like 450.
Yeah, it was.
That's
it
like
was,
the industrial.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it was crazy.
Right, it was like 450.
Yeah, and the fact that you have like someone like Anderson Cooper, who is a descendant of the Vanderbilts, they don't have a trust fund. I'm saying, like, all that money is gone, like it's just gone after several generations of not planning, and just wasting it. Like no no effort to really grow the wealth. They thought it was going to last forever. Like if you were frugal, maybe it would last you, several dozen generations. But people want to live an extravagant lifestyle and not care about maintaining it. And 70% of lottery winners are bankrupt within 3 to 4 years. And that's regardless of whether you are black, white, Hispanic, or Asian, doesn't matter. People just don't know how to handle that type of wealth that comes all of a sudden. Mostly.
Do you think it makes them nervous though?
I mean, it can make you nervous because if word gets out like, oh, like you just won the Powerball and you got like $800 million, you're gonna have people who you never seen at a family reunion saying like, oh, I'm your 83rd cousin, from what I'm saying. And meanwhile, they're just a stranger off the fucking street or whatever, just trying to get a piece of the money. You know what I'm saying? But there was, I keep going back to that Irish, entrepreneur podcast. As one guy said, the way how you best help, the poor is to yourself get rich and then teach others how to get rich, themselves. Like, I'm not sure. You're a truck driver, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's like you, knowing how to, having a CDL and teaching others how to, get their CDL, how to run a trucking company if you have the experience or whatever. And, you can, if you have the right candidate and they apply themselves, they can be incredibly wealthy and have like the next Swift or the next, Warner, or, you know what I'm saying?
Or either just do the business for themselves.
Yeah. Like there's plenty of people who, operate, sole proprietorships, operate, a few trucks, in a small fleet, and do well. Same thing with, restaurants, same thing with, doctor practices, welding, plumbing. And the thing about it is that there was this lady there was this young lady that was going around getting, being viral on the internet saying like she was scammed, like, oh, like, like they can't, there's no jobs, and with a college degree and, college is a scam. I'm like, in some ways, yeah, it is kind of a scam, because you can make the same amount of money, if not more, doing a trade. Like I said, welding. If you do underwater welding, I think it's like, what, 150, 200 grand a year?
Right.
Or even IT. And there's not enough black people getting into, things like IT and shit. I'm not saying that, it's for everyone because, that takes a certain mindset. But, yeah, logic only, is right. Some black people you can't help.
Let's dig in that, because that's a simple statement, but that goes with my doom and gloom thing, because I don't think that's a small number, L.A. Thorne. See, when you just say some black people you can't help, no, I think that majority black people, I think it's 85% black people you cannot help to do anything more than to be a professional employee. I'm not saying that they can't function. I'm just saying that I have seen them go in small towns with white people and be like, okay, we're gonna open up a business, you know what I'm saying? But y'all need to come up with a manager, like a service, like what they call like DHL, or like a management program for workers and everything. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna have 3
like a temp
buildings.
Agency, maybe?
Huh?
Like a temp agency?
Like a temp agency, but it's full-time job within a manager system. It's like a...
Oh, you mean like human resources?
Exactly. See what I'm saying? What I'm saying is that the people will... What I'm saying is that when you go to these rural towns, L.A. Thorne, I see people betting on themselves. You get what I'm saying? And we talking about the dumb rednecks. We think that walk around in overall. I see them betting on themselves. All I see is black people is can't wait to Friday so they can spend all their money and then complain about working on Monday.
You know what's funny is that I'm not saying like it's exclusively to other countries or anything like that, but I have been researching this for a long time, and I'm not in a financial position currently to actually execute on it. But there's I'm interested in like places like Eastern Europe because of the low cost of living and also the entrepreneurial aspects of it, and tax wise. In the Republic of Georgia, which is on which is in the Caucasus region, they deregulated most of the government, for like 4 times. They managed to grow the economy. They lowered their taxes. They never had to take IMF money, and it's crazy as hell. Like we have places like St. Kitts and Nevis, they're selling their citizenship for like 250 grand, right?
Wow.
But you have no income tax, you have no corporate tax, you have no wealth tax, and you can go visa free travel for like 150 different countries, and they're just making all the entire money for the economy off of this shit. And I'm like, imagine if you had black people who decide to take a section like a community, right? Like if you give us say like 150 grand or whatever the case is, we'll give you like prime real estate, or we'll saying like if they were in charge of a county, or if they're in charge of a state or whatever, it could be done locally. What I'm saying? It could be done on the state level or whatever. It could be a black initiative. Who knows? But it all comes down to the will of the people.
But see, your own statement is why black people didn't give a damn about that 500 billion that Trump was talking about, because that wasn't free money that they can go out and give back to white people. That was money that they had to open up a business with. The problem is what I was telling, and shout out to Ant, and shout out to Mary French Rifleman, shout out to King Genocide coming through, shout out to everybody in the chat. Mr. Sandman still dropping gems up in there, Logic Only. Vanessa Johnson probably went to sleep on her stomach. But the problem is, LA Thorne, is that black people don't want to be in charge of nothing. Black people don't want that responsibility. That's why you got black people that's proud about working a job for 30, 40 years. You know what I'm saying? Now, I hear white people talk about being in the military for 30, 40 years, but I have never, I'm talking about in all my years of knowing white people, I've never heard a white person brag about being an employee. Now, I don't heard some of them talk about being a supervisor or a manager or something like that, district manager, but they throwing, and I'm, you know what I'm saying? If you say you have, you know what I'm saying, you'll be one of the first. I have never heard a white person be proud about working a job for 30 or 40 years. I've never heard.
By the way, I ain't white. I'm black.
No, I'm just saying. I got you. I'm saying. No. I'm saying maybe you haven't heard. You get what I'm saying?
But I mean, like I've heard of people both black and white, saying like, oh, I've worked at so and so for like 5-6 years, and sometimes there are caveats saying like, oh, I'm a supervisor, or I do X, Y, and Z for for that. But sometimes I would ask people, I was like, hey, well, like, what do you do for a living? And it's like, oh, because I would see them wearing like a a uniform or something like that, and it's like, oh, I do X, Y, and Z for this, and like, okay, and sometimes I would ask teachers, I'm like, have you read certain certain books like from like Paulo Freire, and some people don't even know who that is, and I'm
Wow.
like, you're a teacher and you don't know who the most influential person in North American education is, who was a Brazilian Marxist. And one of the primary reasons why the education system is fucked up as it is, with 75% of freaking Baltimore students cannot fucking read and do math.
Good Lord,
despite
man.
a $1.2 I shit you not, a $1.2 billion budget for the schools, and you have 75% of them can't do reading and math at grade level. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? If I had $1.2 billion, I would having one student might be an anomaly. You know what I'm saying? Like I would there's no excuse for it. Like and this is not unique around the entire country because I do security. It's like American First Rifleman. You know, I do security and Aldi's. Despite the fact that I have a shirt that says security in big bold letters in the front and also in the back, I get on average anywhere from 4 to 20 people asking me if I'm open like I'm a cashier. And this is from varying, ethnic backgrounds.
That should be offensive, man.
It is offensive. I genuinely get annoyed. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, can you fucking read, man? Like, and it's just mind blowing to me. I'm like, how do you how did you get from your home or wherever you came from to here without causing 5 to 10 accidents?
Hold that point for a second. See, this is what I say, L.A. Thorne, is that you actually still making my case to the point that black people try not to be just objective thinkers. You get what I'm saying? Like, just look at a person, look at their demeanor. Does he look like he had a register? Why would he be sitting over here, standing up over here? Like, just critical thinking. Like, that's what I'm saying. We're talking about just basic critical thinking. It's almost like you got to force a black person. And then on top of that, then when you explain it to them, they'll be like, well, damn, I didn't know. I was just asking a question. You don't go up to an alligator and ask it if it's a bear.
And here's the crazy thing, right? Like, I've also been told because I tell them I asked them no, I'm not a cashier. You need I'd point them in the direction of of the next open cashier, which is usually to my right or whatever. But it just I could say to them, I was like, there's a sign that says if you wear a red hat and a white t-shirt and black pants, if you enter through this through this doorway, you will turn into a flesh-eating zombie. There are going to be people wondering, why do I have a taste for some brains? After wearing the same exact uniform that says you're not supposed to wear. There's no situational awareness. And maybe because I'm ex-military, I have a new appreciation for being situationally aware, because my job in the Army was to drive a tank. But it's just mind blowing to me. I'm like, I used to I ride my bike to and from work, and I can't tell you how many times drivers are not paying attention at all to people who are on the sidewalk.
This is the thing, though. What I'm saying is this. You're in Baltimore, right?
No, I live in New Jersey.
You're in New Jersey. But let me tell you what, because my cousin, she's administrator in Baltimore system. She's saying that the teachers are scared. She said that in the black community, the teachers are scared of the students because they walk in there, is no repercussions, there's no consequences for them to act the way they act. You try to take their phone, it's a fight. You try to get them to stop making videos, it's a fight. You get what I'm saying? So they just sit up there and just if the goal is, if I say something to a student, I might get fired, then why would I lose my job trying to be some goddamn Coach Carter type motherfucker that I get fired about? Why just sit up there and just do my job and get my tenure? Why would I try?
And you know what's crazy is that I don't think this is relegated to just America, man. Because I was like, I don't know why so many black men work security, But I was watching this video on the decline of South Africa, right?
Mm.
And I'm not sure how much you know about South Africa. I know a little bit, you know.
I'm on it. Go ahead.
Okay.
Pause.
South Africa had its power grid designed initially for just the white population, right? During
True.
apartheid. It was not like a huge, amount of people that the country needed to generate electricity for. But once apartheid was removed, no efforts was made to not only increase the capacity for for electricity generation, but the maintenance got deferred. And you had every time, like you have now, like blackouts on a scheduled basis, literally, where that you like they might be down like in one section for like a day or a week or two or something like that, and you had people literally stealing the copper from the fucking wires that are no longer live, and it just makes the repairs on the wires and on the wires and lines even longer and worse. And it's just on a global, like they used to freaking be able to sell electricity to other countries. Now they can't even do that to provide electricity for the entire country.
That is exactly what's going on. I'm gonna tell you the truth now. This is gonna sound fucked up for anybody that watched this on the playback and they think like some type of way. Okay, I thought you was pro-black. South Africa was better before they tried to include everybody into the system. When they kept it separate, when they integrated, that's when it destroyed it because of the efforts of trying to supply it to everybody, but everybody didn't have the fortitude. It wasn't like America where Georgia Power can go to anybody. They can go to another part and work with another part. Like say if there's a storm happening in Georgia, you know what I'm saying, you might have companies coming from 6 or 7 other states to come help out. It ain't like that in Florida. I mean, in South Africa. And on top of that, the terrain is so dry. You get what I'm saying? They don't even have the LA thought this is the weirdest thing. They don't have the wood to put up. So and you see in America is getting where in the South, and you stay in New Jersey, they're getting away from the wood power lines. They're just evolving to the all metal power lines. At first, they didn't want to do all metal power lines because of the conductors. They was like, if it's metal to metal, somebody touch it and get electrocuted. So that means that the electricity, the conductors and the power unit had to evolve to get to the point that they can use metal rods in the ground. You get what I'm saying? South Africa doesn't even have the trees to put up everywhere to keep the electricity grid growing. You know what I'm saying? So now the trees that was coming from the Congo was supposed to go to South Africa. So they just let you know how deep I am in this shit, right? The trees were supposed to go from the Congo to South Africa, but guess who came and took over? Almighty China, who people think China doing so much. China came in and gave a better price to illegally log, and now that's a big business. And Congo got one of the second largest group of people in Africa behind Lagos. So now the wood is going to China. China pulling their boats right up there to get them. So that means that South Africa is not even getting the infrastructure as far as the wood to make it there for them to post up. And then when they have their dry seasons, LA Thorn, when their dry season gets so dry, the trees, the wood is brittle. See, that's the good thing about America. America always have moisture in the air. That's how you can go outside at night and then go outside early in the morning. Your grass is wet. You know what I'm saying? LA Thorn?
They do. I mean, that goes down to like the temperate climate and all that.
The climate. Africa is a dry country. So those same those same wood poles that they put up, they will not last in Africa because it's so dry. Even trees that are cut still need moisture to stay strong. Man, I'm breaking it. I'm giving y'all diamonds right now.
You know what? Speaking about diamonds, man. I'm not sure if you're aware, but are you familiar with Winnie Mandela?
Yes.
So you're familiar. So you know that she was infamous for necklacing, right?
No, I didn't know that though.
Do you know what necklacing is?
No.
Okay, a necklacing is basically having a person who is restrained, you putting tires all around that person, using
Burning it?
and dousing them in the tires with fire accelerant, and then lighting them on fire.
That's what she was known for?
Yeah, she was. Not only that, but both she and Nelson Mandela were fucking card-carrying communists.
Wow.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. I got to do my research on that.
yeah. I shit you. I shit you not.
No,
Like,
I'm gonna do my research on that.
like the South African Communist Party fucked that country up, man. Like the reason why that he was in jail to begin with was because he was leading a fucking coup, an insurrection, as it were, against the government. That's the reason why he was in jail.
Yeah, I'm putting that down in my notes right now. I'm definitely gonna look at that because
Yeah.
I want to know more about it.
Look up Frantz Fanon. He was another communist too. He's instrumental in freaking liberation, black liberation movement. Especially in Africa and shit. And also Frantz Fanon's "Wretched of the Earth" was also required reading for the Black Panthers.
That's deep. Shout out to Peacekeeper Music. You know what I'm saying? Fact spoken. Shout out to Peacekeeper Music. Taught high school in Maryland. FCPS in Dallas. Logic only always be thinking that I can't read, but you know what I'm saying? That reading on the laptop is hard. I try to do it off my phone. So sometimes I start reading it and it just give me a great work, fam. Peace and blessings. My brother, shout out. Logic only. Nelson Mandela wasn't that great like they make you believe. Now, I had a feeling behind that. But I never did that much work.
Okay.
Go ahead, Rifleman.
Yeah, he mostly said, L.A. Thorne said most of it. Now, I can understand the racial oppression and the apartheid aspect, so I'm not really obviously, I can understand why Black folks would want to take up arms and fight for their freedom. But unfortunately, where Blacks went wrong is that they replaced the apartheid system with communism. And the ANC is they're a socialist based party. So anything with that is bound to fail, in the first place. So that's the main thing is the main reason why South Africa is not truly because they're Black or they're Black South Africans. It's literally they put in an insufficient or insufficient political system that's not that for one, it was already a functioning system and they replaced it with something that doesn't function. So that's really where they went. And it just seems like they just don't get the message. Every year, election upon election, they know how corrupt the ANC is and they keep going along with it. So I can understand why now, and this is not me lionizing or saying white folks are the good guys, because they're not. They're the bad guys too. But I can understand why they would want to separate and not be around these people, because if there was a functioning Black South Africa, or at least a part of it, say if the Zulus broke off and they started becoming self-sustaining, capitalist in nature, and the good outcomes, white folks would gravitate around them. There wouldn't even be all this racial strife and stuff that a lot of people in South Africa seem to have with each other. And it's mostly over a fight over resources. Race it's a thing, but it's just a cover up for a bigger thing. It's just resources. And unfortunately, Blacks have been set up by the ANC and communist ass Nelson Mandela, whether he was a freedom fighter or not. and they're getting the results. So they're now sense of their mismanagement and their bad politics, they're trying to put EFF into the forefront. And this Negro is even more backwards than the other Negroes. He's pro LGBTQ, all this socialist, communist, pro like all this racial strife stuff, and it's not going to amount to anything. It's not going to amount to black success, and that's the problem. Like people
What's his
talk about
name?
everything.
What's his name?
Julius Malema.
Yeah, I don't like him. I don't like him. They try to make him seem like he's some type of whatever. I don't like him.
He's
I
an
don't like him at
idiot,
all.
and he's a hypocrite. Because okay, prime example. Why? How come? When did it become okay for socialists to be wearing Gucci and Prada and high end European fashions? When like the real socialist communists, I understand they're not. You're not supposed to be doing that, right? Am I right? But it seems that these top socialist freedom fighter folks like Julius Malema around the world, he ain't the only one,
Exactly.
seem to
Thank you,
have
Lara.
Gucci, Prada, Jags, and all this stuff. So it's just a joke. But unfortunately, the people that are blinded by their class resentment don't see that. So they get what they deserve.
Now, this is the thing about South Africa, because really South Africa is the closest, as far as development, is probably the closest that we got. But the thing about it is that if the electricity grid
Kenya is the closest.
Kenya, well, the reason why I give it
I
to
give
South
it to
Africa,
Kenya.
the reason why I give it to South Africa, because South Africa got 3 major towns. You know what I'm saying? And it seems like Kenya only has 1 major town. See what I'm saying? Like if you get out of Nairobi,
I see that.
it get real gangster real quick. You know what I'm saying? In Kenya. But in South Africa, you got Durban, you got Johannesburg, you got Sandtown, and I forgot what the other one was. Pretoria. Is it Pretoria? So you have
I think it's called Pretoria.
Yeah, Pretoria.
Drop the motherfucking S, dumb nigga. It's Pretoria. So now you got those 3 major cities, but what I'm saying is that they was fine until they was kind of forced to try to stretch out their resources. Now, see, it would sound like, well, you're saying that they should not have stretched their resources. And I say yes. They said, well, those are black people they stretch it out for. I don't give a fuck who it is. If stretching your resources, stretching your electricity grid is going to cause the other grid to fail, then you got to make the tough decisions like Japan made after World War II. Or was it World War One?
It was actually World War II, but the thing about it is that if they knew that they would have to desegregate, and everything, the end of apartheid, it would have been a wise decision to increase the capacity of, like, by building additional plants. You know what I'm saying? Like they were getting money from selling the excess electricity that they were generating during apartheid. And that's the gripe, is that they had the money coming in, but they didn't reinvest it. It's kind of like a business, right? That's like me running a security company, right? Or any kind of business, or a business,
right?
And I make say for instance, I take home, like my business takes home $100,000 every month, and my expenses is, say, $50,000.
It's amazing, LA. Hold on, LA Thorne. It's amazing he talking about that. Did we have this conversation a little early before he jumped on American First Life about building by business and expensive? And go ahead, LA Thorne. I want you to continue, but this is what I'm trying to explain to y'all about my platform. It all comes full circle, no matter what the topic is. Go ahead and continue, LA Thorne.
That's like me taking, instead of putting, say, $45,000 or $40,000 into my business, because and keep $10,000 for myself to, to live off of. That's like me keeping 49 and only investing, $1,000 into it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's not wise business decision, unless you just purely think that it's just going, the business is going to last forever, which 9 times out of 10 it doesn't.
You know the weird thing about South Africa is that they had so many South Africans was trusting to that corporation. I forgot what it was. Those Indian people.
They hosted the World fucking Cup, the FIFA World Cup.
Yeah.
And now, like, you couldn't host a freaking educational bazaar there. Like I was I shit you the fuck not. I was chatting with a taxi cab driver. After I got off of work, I was telling him about South Africa, and he was like, "I'm not entirely sure." I'm like, "I'm telling you, like, if you were a woman and it's late at night, you have a higher chance of being sexually assaulted and raped in South Africa than you do here in the United States."
Yeah.
And he didn't believe me. I'm like, trust me on this. Like, and I was explaining to him the same thing with the power grid. And I'm like, and he was kind of like not really following. And I was like,
No, you're right. India and South Africa, female sexual violence, they're off the charts in those two countries.
And you know what's funny is that one of the safest countries in the entire world, and I brought it up earlier in the chat, was actually Georgia. Like, they have an extremely low crime rate. Same thing with Belgrade and Serbia. Same thing with Bulgaria.
Well, a lot of these places are racially homogenous too, so that has a lot to do with it. Well, not unfortunately, but that, yeah.
Yeah, they're all fucking ex-communist countries.
Mm.
And they have more economic freedom than most places in Europe and also the United States.
Well, also too, they didn't fully take on every facet of neoliberalism. Like, they took obviously the financial parts
Speak
of it,
on that.
but they didn't take the full on. We're gonna take in economic migrants, or mix up the races and all that. They didn't take that part because it made no sense to them. Because even communists back in the day, they weren't really sexual degenerates like that. That wasn't really big. It was more of an economic system, more of a social kind of thing or whatever. Because a lot of communists back in not a lot of, but a good amount of them had, like, they were religious.
Let me tell you something, and I don't want you to lose your point, L.A. Thorne, what you finna say. I'm trying to tell y'all that even when slavery, this is what I mean. This is what I wanted American First Rising to talk about, because sometimes once you have the pressure of oppression, we saw what they was doing to us, so we didn't do it to each other. So we wasn't raping each other during slavery because the white people was doing all the raping. You know what I'm saying? So we weren't going to sit up there and saw the way he would just walk in and snatch a chick or snatch a child and take them for the night. We'll be like, okay, we're not going to do the same. But soon as we got integrated out of that and wanted to be towards them, we picked up their goddamn sexual tones. Now you look on Pornhub, you look on OnlyFans, it's more black. They used to be getting online, showing your pussy to everybody used to be a white only thing. Now black people have took over the OnlyFans game in America. So you got regular
and women not even benefiting on top of that.
Just on their fucking kids in the other room. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna be all the way honest with y'all. When the white people was doing the porn, you never saw their kids. You never saw their kids. I'm just gonna leave it at that. The black people porn, you can see the kids, you can hear them in the background, you see toys in the room. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's just that we copy. This is what I'm gonna say to L.A. Thorne. We copy white people, but we copy it to a degree. We might copy the action, but we don't follow the protocols the way they do it. We'll even start with the churches. You got the white churches that do the singing and the dancing, but the black people, we got to fall out and spin around and do the mashed potatoes and throw a handkerchief up in the air and spin around and catch it in your asshole, pause. We just super extra with it to the point that we made ourselves overly sexualized with each other to the point that a bitch can be ugly as fuck, a dumb as a box of rocks, have 12 kids by 30 baby daddies, LA Thorne. But if her ass is fat enough, you'll have still niggas sitting up there want to go raw dog on her.
And this is one of the reasons why I feel like I agree with you with the sexualization of kids and all that, which is to me abhorrent, man. But to go into America First Rifleman, yes, there were the majority of the communists who were just economic and all that, but there was also a small section who were sexual deviants like Michel Foucault, Georgy Lukács, who led a failed communist revolution in Hungary. You have Gail Rubin, but also you have countries like I was going to say was Poland. Poland hasn't accepted any kind of economic migrants at all, or even Muslim ones. And as a direct result, they've had 0 terrorist attacks, while the rest of Europe has experienced, multiple, and,
Yeah.
And the same thing with fucking Hamas. Like, the fact that our southern border is so fucking open in the way it is currently, there could be so many sleeper cells inside the United States just waiting for the right time, waiting for the order. And when it pops off, they're going to be like, what happened? And I'm like, it's like, the fucking coons and the fucking, conservatives tried telling your dumbasses, like, hey, maybe we need to actually secure the back door before, our daughters get raped.
Man, these Negroes are too distracted about yelling about the Ku Klux Klan online, talking about sundown towns. So of course they're gonna get caught unawares because they're, they don't live like I said, like Hustle Smart can tell you, you already know LA Thornton for multiple months. I'm like, email me. You need help building a weapon. You need help on tactics. Just email me. I'm virtually giving it away for free. Nobody hits me up.
I told him that, LA Thorne. I said, the problem is that you're talking to dumb niggas. And niggas don't care about self-preservation unless white people tell them. And then that's the craziest thing in the world, because you think white people is out to get you, is trying to oppress you, but you waiting for them to give you the information. You waiting for white people to tell you, uh-oh, there go trouble. That's what you waiting for. You ain't sensing it. You ain't got an eye for it or nothing. You just want to go to work every week and wait. Like I say, I would never get tired of repeating this.
Oh, and Hustle Smart.
For Friday to give away your money, to complain about it and go back to work Monday morning. Go ahead, Rifleman.
And another funny thing that I just never understood about black, well, not never understood, but it's just like, y'all complain about white supremacy and how the white man's gonna get you and all that. You literally have niggas like me that go to these training classes that the white green berets put on, and all these other questionable ass white people that y'all talk about are so scary. I go to them, they teach you the skills, and I try to come and give it to you. You don't want it. So then when some shit's going on, they're gonna have. Actually, this is what the biggest thing. And this might be controversial. All these like people like me, I'm not gonna say me, but there's other black men that I come across from time to time that we all have very different degrees of schools of thought. There's gonna be a few of them brothers standing with the white folks, like when the grid goes down and all this stuff is going on.
Why are they not?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So when they just like, oh, these white people there, you're gonna see a couple of niggas with them, and then you're like, what's going on? I don't understand this guy. Why is he with them? And it's like, and he was the coon that was trying to tell you for all them years to get strap up and get ready. Or even better, even some of the, and this goes out to like, and this goes out to the black folks that got this weird ass racial resentment against random white folks for like almost no reason, or it's like this unfocused racial resentment that they really don't do nothing. It's just with them anyway. That they say every white person's the enemy. You know these type of Negroes we talk about. We talk to them all the time on YouTube. That they focus on how evil white folks are and shit, and it blinds them from like even getting started or doing anything. Like you can learn stuff from white folks, or at least get resources from them to help other black people. So it's just like, and it's folks like that that'll have like a month or two of food, and they probably got a couple rifles and a couple beans. They're the the king and the kingdom of the one-eyed Negro or the no-eye Negroes, but he got the one eye. Is like these type of Negroes, but they still got that racial resentment to where they really don't go all the way. But anyway, there'll be a couple of Negroes like that that are a little bit prepared, but they don't know how to fix a gun. They don't know how to fix a car. They can't reload a bullet. They don't know how to process food or where to go process. You know what I'm saying? They don't know anything past just surface level stuff. And they could have been making connections with all types of people. Hell, there's Hispanic people. Dude, like I know an enclave of Native American, Mexican folks that don't want to nothing to do with no white folks. You know what I'm saying? They don't go out and advertise that, but they prepare amongst themselves and they network with all the different types of people. You could be getting in with a group of people that don't have to be white that you can get in with that can benefit other black folks. But two people are too hopped up on this low level, low vibrational racial resentment and all this other distraction stuff to even be able to see a strategic partnership. Not even a true ally. Ally Thornton know what I'm talking about. They ain't got to be a best friend, but at least you can mutually aid each other in different ways. Negroes won't even do that.
The only time niggas like white people is white people that give them something. That's just the way. That just like that's what I'm saying. That's why they always say we act like kids. You know what I'm saying? Now, if a white person give them something, they'll be like, "Oh shit!" There's some type of way they can come up for his sexual, for his relationship, for his monetary, like that. Black people don't really hate white people. I'm telling you, in Atlanta, white people are comfortable in black people neighborhood. Comfortable. See, one thing about white people, they'll make you uncomfortable in their neighborhood, but when they come to black neighborhood, black people don't even say nothing to them, nothing. So the thing about it is, right from it, is that preparing for the inevitable is not sexy to black people. It's not sexy enough. You got to put a stripper in a gas mask or something. She got to be selling a bucket of Natty Day supply. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling you that if something was to break off, like my nephew, he was telling me like this. He was like,
shake your booty to the survival store. Shake your booty to the survival store.
Yeah, they got to be a weed dispenser in there. You know what I'm saying? A barbecue. They got to be selling barbecue out the back. That's what I'm saying. You got to trick niggas up in there. And that is the problem. But everybody, like, let me tell you something. The first thing that I knew when niggas was dumb is when Hurricane Katrina happened. Matter of fact, shout out to Peacekeeper, man, for the $5 holler, brother. I appreciate that very much, man. You one of the other people that put your platform is the same as your cash out, man. But I appreciate everybody that donated. But when Katrina happened, and then I didn't understand it till I went to New Orleans and I saw how close these niggas were living by the Mississippi River. Because that's what it is. You know that's what it was, right? It was the Mississippi River and it was a barge, like big barge or levee, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But you living right there and you don't have a life jacket? You don't have an inflatable boat?
Oh, well, people were warning about that levee years before it happened. Actually, weeks before, like 2 or 3 weeks before it actually hit, there was an actual, in Time magazine, there was like a page. It showed like a black kid running by the levee talking about if a big storm happens, these might fail. So people knew.
But what I'm saying is that What I'm saying is that most people that live in Florida by the beach have a boat. And at least they got a little small ass boat, goddamn, and a life jacket, some motherfucking you know what I'm saying? The flag.
Oh. Yeah, the inflatable boat and all that stuff. Because on some real stuff, they waiting on the white man Cajun Navy to go pick them up. Like, wow, remember last time? Yeah, they waiting for the white man. He's supposed to come get him.
Yeah, and I, you know what? I wasn't even mad with the white people passing them up to go get white people first. You know what I'm saying?
That's not right.
Yeah.
That's not right.
Let me tell you something. When I saw that one nigga floating down coming down the street and he had a laptop. I'm not a laptop. He had a flat screen TV that he was walking in. It was up to his neck. He had a flat screen TV, and I'm like, "What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
Where is he
What
going to
I
plug
did,
that shit
And
in?
I, well, they go to the liquors. They go to the liquor store first, and then they go to the electronics store. And there's no electricity.
that showed me how dumb black people were right then. Because I'm telling you, I did not understand it until I saw in the lower ninth ward, it was almost the levees in their backyard. It was like the people were saying when they was living there, they could hear, like, if late at night when the Mississippi River was raging, they said they can hear the waters crashing against them while the levees while they was asleep. I'm talking about this before it happened. So what I'm saying is, how you live that close to the Mississippi River right there in your backyard, and you ain't got no life support, L.A. Thorne. No life support.
That's like you living, right next door to Mount St. Helens back in 1980, before it decided to go Allahu Akbar.
Yeah.
And it's just that type of thinking. Like, I agree with you. Like, people, like, during that type of, like, natural disaster, they do the dumb shit that they're like, okay, I normally wouldn't be able to, get myself, a flat screen TV or some shit. I'm just gonna go and steal it. I'm like, first and foremost, that's not gonna be very useful because everything's gonna be underwater, including you. And unless you have something like, say, oh, I don't know, like an AK-47 or like a life raft or some sort of flotation device during the flood, you're not gonna have anything really useful. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just just mind blowing to me. Because in New Orleans, like you were saying, like, New Orleans is one of the worst for murders, the entire country.
Yes.
And it it's just crazy because I was I was watching this pro black channel saying, like, oh, FBAs are fucking, like 75% elite European. I'm like, how the fuck would you know what's elite and what's not? Because there was royalty, from every single country. There was royalty from Bulgaria, there was royalty from Hungary, the Ottoman Empire, France, the Celtics, all on down the line, Spanish. And even the chart that they had, it was bringing up, he was saying, like, oh, like, Hispanics aren't, ain't white. I'm like, dude, Latin America was conquered by the Portuguese and the fucking Spanish. Like, I'm pretty sure that they're gonna have, like, left their DNA mark on that place.
This is the thing, y'all, man. We finna go ahead and close this thing out. It's hit at the 3:15 mark, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling y'all, if when any of y'all, when y'all watch this back on the playback, make sure you smash that cash out first. But my frustration is only because that I just want our people to be smarter. Just make the basic smart decisions. Stop just looking around for somebody else to save you and somebody to cry to and somebody to complain to, because nobody gives a fuck. Latinos is getting their numbers up. And I'm going to tell y'all something. I'm going to be all the way honest with you. Game is going to be over when at least half of them learn how to speak English. That's all it's going to take. Because once even half of them learn how to speak English, that number of people is going to outnumber us. And then the ones that can't speak English is going to follow the ones that do. So their numbers is going to do, like, do y'all not understand by the end of this year,
Hey,
their
Hustle
numbers going to be
Smart, they
double
have an
our
incentive.
numbers?
Well, also they have an incentive. They know if they do that, they're going to get the levers of power in this country. They're already getting parts of it, whole parts of states and everything.
Yeah.
So they have an incentive. Yeah, and it's sad, dude. They're just doing the fundamentals and they're killing it.
That's what I'm saying. So even though they're not into politics now, it's not gonna take but one of them to step up. You get what I'm saying? And I think that they're planning to do like a trifecta: a governor, a mayor, a city leader, judge, House, Senate at the same time in one state. Once that happens, it's over with.
Oh, hustle smart. Can I tell you this?
Go
Even
ahead.
I'll tell you there's a man named Judge Benitez. He's in I think the Ninth Circuit of Appeals. He's been doing a lot of pro Second Amendment judgments and overturning a lot of anti Second Amendment stuff. So like that's the stuff I'm talking about. Like they're going in meshing into the fabric of America and endearing themselves to whole populate like you can't find a white person that's conservative that doesn't like this man. That doesn't literally. They're already making posters and stuff of him as deities. Okay, this is what folks like Hispanics, Jews, and Asians they ingratiate themselves culturally in certain ways to where they make themselves invaluable. Black folks still ain't learned. Like you can't keep tap dancing for people that really don't like you. Like tap dancing don't can't do nothing for folks. Okay. But if you do science, math, services, it's going to be harder for them not to want you around. And we still ain't got that message.
And we don't want that message. That's the funny thing. It's shocking that they try to get black people to talk about a black and brown coalition where and our numbers are dwindling. Our numbers are going down. Their numbers is going up. You don't hear
They
them
don't
talk
need
about
us.
it, huh?
I said I agree.
You don't hear
Yeah,
them
they don't need
talking
us.
about it at all. But you got like, how do you trick a group of people that our numbers are going down to talk about a black and brown coalition more than the people that's coming over here and their numbers going up that they don't even talk about it? How can you? Those people got to be retarded. L.A. Thorne.
My thing is that like you have these FBA type, like FBA types, pro blacks, they're bashing on, like I said, Hispanics and also, black, black immigrants, African immigrants, Caribbean immigrants and all that. And I'm like, if I'm thinking from this as like a military or strategic, point of view, if I am losing my men, if I'm losing capacity in my army, I'm going to at some point need to replenish my army so I can actually mount any kind of defense or an offensive. If I am shutting out every single fucking ally that is as willing to extend an olive branch to me, if I get conquered, I got no one else to blame but myself. If I end up back in fucking chains as a fucking slave, I ain't got like what Kanye like Kanye West said, back in a few years ago. He thinks slavery was a fucking choice, and maybe he's right based upon the way how people act.
Yeah. But then by that definition, this is a good way to end. This is a good way to end the show. Because when y'all hear this, y'all hear the problems, and you know what I'm so happy about? All that what's the solution conversation finally, niggas stop saying that stupid shit because the solution is in the problem. And it's basic. Like the thing about it is, L.A. Thorne, we don't even fucking get along. So we already lost right there. We already lost. You get what I'm saying? We don't even want to be around each other. And if we around each other, we're around each other because we have to be around each other. We separate amongst each other as quick as possible. But we be like, boy, get away from that nigga. Can't wait to get out of here. Tired of being around these niggas. Tired of being around all these black folks. Boy, I sure can't wait to get away from these black folks. Then we talk like that.
And it's and what you're saying before, it's the freaking ignorant niggas, rather than the black people that makes you want to be racist, makes you want to get away from, freaking black people. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy in some ways.
And But see, the reason why I say we're doomed, L.A. Thorne, to piggyback off what you said, them the motherfuckers that got the loudest voice. They the ones that get all the attention and all the camera time and all the podcasts and all the simping and all the black women worshiping. And then you got all the black women hating on the black men. Podcasts like this is not going to get no play because we talking about accountability and doing something to propel ourselves. Those other podcasts that's big as fuck, it's big on complaining, blaming, separating, and being an enemy to your own people. Because I remember, I'm gonna end it with this, y'all. And I appreciate L.A. Thorne for coming over here. And I'm gonna let y'all get the last spiel. Let y'all say whatever y'all want to say after this. But I'm gonna give y'all the floor to talk as long as you want to talk. But I'm telling you like this. I was having a conversation with my daughter, and she was watching this thing, and she was like, fuck these niggas. Go out there and go to the gym and get yourself. I was like, I told my daughter, I said, why would you have to say fuck men? Fuck these men to go do something that you want to do. How about you just get up and do it? I said, you don't see the way you're being brainwashed? I said, you're getting brainwashed to think that to say fuck a group of men, it's the only way you can get your motivation to go. You don't never hear, I said, you don't hear white people talking about fuck white men, let's go out here in the workforce. They just go do it. But if you got a fuck a nigga type of way of thinking, that's how you're going to act when he approaches you. America First Wife and L.A. Thorne, man. Y'all got goddamn how many minutes you want to. I ain't gonna do like Brandon. My show ain't that big. You got as many goddamn minutes you want to go ahead and close us out. Whichever one of y'all want to go first, go ahead and go first, man. And the last person to get the last word, man. I don't say everything I can say today, man. Go ahead, L.A. Thorne, since you unmuted your mic.
Hey, Hustle. I sent a message in the back chat, but these are a couple of YouTubers I follow for various information and all that. Wild Siberia is actually he's a Mexican American, but he's also an ex-Marine who's actually living in Irkutsk, which is like near Lake Baikal in Russia. And he has he currently has a Russian girlfriend and all that. But he's does tours of Russia. He does like a lot of like Russian centric videos and all that. And it's shown me a different side of what Russia, is and all that. And, there's also another YouTuber, Traveling with Russell. He does a lot of like Russian like videos with like apartments and all that. And it's just a lot of different things on that end. The Irish Success podcast is the one I told you about, Nomad Capitalist, and talks about like plan Bs as far as like living abroad and shit with lowering taxes and things like that. Some things you may want to keep in your back pocket, for information, if you ever want to, retire or whatever. Valuetainment is also good for entrepreneurs. I'm not sure if you ever heard of him, but it's just, I want to thank you for having me on your platform, and thank you allowing for me to speak, man. And have a good night, man.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate you for coming through. You always welcome, man. And I like people that's talking with accountability in mind. I like people that are talking with entrepreneurship in mind. And I like people talking about wanting us to be better and not giving us an excuse. Go ahead, America First Wife, man. Close us out, brother. Unless you're trying to arrest somebody. So clearly, America First Wife.
I think he is trying to arrest someone.
Yeah, he probably.
I mean, like, he got a fucking he got a bulletproof vest on, man. So, like, even like last time I wore one, when I was in the army, man. But
he tried to secure the perimeter. That's perfect, man. We're gonna go out right there. We're gonna stop this thing at 3 minutes and 28 seconds, 3 hours and 28 minutes. No monologue from me. Y'all said, y'all heard everything. Y'all make sure y'all listen to the whole platform. This is worthy of listening to the whole thing, man. Make sure you share the platform. Make sure you support the platform. Appreciate y'all coming, man. We gone.